MOUZ won that one 2-1 with a bit of a reverse sweep as well. You look towards before that, Blast Open Lisbon as well. Same thing, 2-1 MOUZ with that reverse sweep. So you look at this and say it really does feel like for Spirit, as much as they are such a solid team, MOUZ always seem to have their number when it comes towards playing the game of attrition and fatigue. And let's see if that'll be the same here. Ancients, of course, is where we kickstart things, picked by Spirit, as they'll start on the T side. This is only a seeding match, quote unquote, but only is the big word there. Getting a more preferential seeding heading in towards the Lanxess is unbelievably important.
Yeah, and I mean, look, you're going to get yourself locked in for the prize money and the VRS points as well, I would imagine. So it is very, very valuable these days, as well as just a better chance at winning the tournament overall. Shiro holding on the corner. Zertian comes around quick with the dualies here. He will go down second time of asking. Spinks as well falling. It's been a bit of action towards the cave area, finding the player at slant. So man advantage does swing in favor of Spirit. All of a sudden, Donk flying round for the final couple of kills. Casual high fives. Another day at the office.
He is just playing a different game to what we all are, right? And it's moments like that. I mean, I want to see from his POV this first one. It looks so quick, and it is. Oh my God, the second as well. That's just classic Donk. That's just an average round for him, which is the scariest part. But it's a long road for this MOUZ side to break him down. This is a map in which he does a lot of good work on because he gets so active. And Shiro, he'll crack open mid with a double. The transfer is excellent, making sure that this force buy has no legs behind it immediately. MP9, Deagle, and 5-7 is all we're left to work with. It feels like a non-existent case. Zontic's going to hold for this flank as well as the smoke phase. Got the right idea. How's the execution? Messy, scrappy, unfortunately for him. He'll fall.
Good info, though, isn't it, really, that I think they can pretty comfortably work with. So, bar an insane Spinks moment, which does not happen. They know that they have the round under lock and key. Bombplant going to come in as a small creep around this dropped player. Is there a gun to be retrieved? I suppose is the question that they are asking. In the same vein, hanging around it, maybe thinking that there'll be some sort of a counter hunt from Spirit. Money-making opportunities for the MP9.
Brilliant. Looking around at the tail end, but nothing on offer, really. I guess having two MP9s kept over is a somewhat silver line. Because that was a force buy, you have nothing to bring in towards the next round. So it's better than nothing is what I'm trying to say. But it doesn't really feel like it's going to be too big of a response in towards round number 3. So now we're Spirit looking pretty good. Expect to win that round, but Shiro does a nice job of making sure. Zontix should a little better there. In the end, it doesn't matter all too much. Tech pause. Unfortunate. Not sure who on what side it is, but wait and see. I don't really see anybody kind of messing around with headsets. I'm assuming maybe over towards Halley.
Possibly. It looks like he's adjusting his chair.
Yeah,
to be honest,
honestly, yeah.
I would not taking a tech pause for that. But yeah, it does seem relatively chill. Could just be a very simple game crash. I'm scared, man. I'm very scared.
What are you scared of?
This new patch is just not good.
Well, at least we're not on it for
I know,
stage.
but
probably
that's what
not
I'm scared.
The playoffs,
Maybe.
yeah.
They did say, oh yeah, we're going to have a look and consider it and all that sort of stuff, see if it's workable, basically. And I think the answer is potentially not at the moment. But I do worry for future tournaments, you know. It just, I don't know. There's some good things, some bad things, but there are objectively just some broken things as well.
Yeah, I think you're right. I'm hoping we get, you know, a pretty abrupt change. I mean, you know, it is Tuesday, right? Tuesday is standard kind of Steam goes down a little bit, Valve fix some things, so I'm sure they're keeping a keen eye on what's happening in terms of what
putting a lot of stock in them to do it within 48 hours of the update dropping.
I'm just putting a lot of stock in Valve as a whole, maybe, to even care what we think. So we'll have to see. Some of the things, animations, I don't mind that much. I know they are...
Doesn't affect gameplay.
Yeah, some people feel like it makes them feel a bit more awkward. At least kind of the vibe I've been getting. But generally speaking, I don't mind it too much. But it's the movement and the strafing and stuff like that, which could be a little funky. We'll see. Either way, we're back on the way. Only a brief tech pause. I think it was just a bit of an FPS issue, but concluded. Double MP9s is all we've got to work with. 4 miles, of course, saved from that previous round. Around it, half armor and a 5.7 and a deagle for Xertion and Spinks, respectively. And Brolin going to get up close here as well. Could catch one off guard, and does. Can't really get away, but deals more damage. The deagle trying to get this kill, but a drive-by from Chopper will bring things back to a doable position. This is still really awkward, though, because 5.7s can be difficult to deal with.
Oh, Jimmy. 1 HP. He's going to back off, even though he's only got that 5.7. There's not really any hope that he can do anything into this round. There is an opportunity to take a gun. They're aware of that, keeping an eye on where this guy could be coming from. Meanwhile, Xertion will keep his MP9, and that feels much more workable. Shiro with a good sense of timing. Make sure there is no shenanigans from the young Finn. Xertion, though, looking to grab an exit, potentially, of his own. Just misses the window, and Donk teaches him a lesson. So, looking good here for Spirit.
Yeah, exiting to anybody else. He can maybe catch them off guard. Exiting towards Donk. Unlikely. That is the case. Nice work. Making sure that round is seen over the line. It's maybe a little bit more expensive than they would like with a couple of casualties, but for the most part, you're still pretty happy. So, 3-0 stop. Coming towards the first investment here at 4 miles. All for Torji, who's... I mean, recently, you know, as of late, Torzi's been looking excellent. We're looking towards him a lot. Put pressure on towards Shiro. Put pressure in general on towards Spirit. And with the AWP in play as well, now's the time to show it a big dink on towards Zwei as he gets spammed through the wood. Unfortunate way for him to start at 7 points of HP.
Pretty slow going here as the round unfolds. Spirit are looking to contact onto this A-bomb site. Maybe see how far in they can get. A lot of noise from Jim Fat. So I know that he is in the donut. 1 CT smoke coming in. Could easily just be one guy on a lurk. So not quite panic rotating just yet. They will start to move a few more in. There's a boost up onto the tree here. This is a pretty dangerous spot to be in, and man alive, Spirit are just keeping it quiet. 1 smoke, full contact for the most part. Gonna start slowly making more noise and making themselves known. They will try their best to keep that player at bay. Chopper trusts in his teammates as he gets that bomb down. It's Brolin with the triple kill. Swapped onto an A1S now, maybe trying to get the ace with 2 different weapons. Zontic's going to have to do most of the work. Zwei is just nowhere to be seen. I think they know about him as well, given the fact that he has taken damage already. Zontic's trying to hold for the clutch. Not going to happen. And they know Zwei too far away. Get on that bomb. Brolin making it look easy.
Yeah, massive round from the IGL. What a time for him to step up. That was looking a little precarious, especially when Donk finds his kill. That's when I was thinking that there might be something brewing here for Spirit, but yeah, great round from him. Laser sharp as well, so confident to swing. And the defuse just as the cherry on top. It's a sumptuous round. I mean, you look at this where we are now as well. I worry a little bit for Spirit, you know, for Zwei. It seems like we still haven't found his confidence. Feels like we're still not fully sure about how and where he wants to play on this C side. He can't get overly aggressive because that's Donk's territory. Can't be too passive either because that's Zontix's. So where does he slot in the middle? Well, Donk will show how you do it aggressive. A double opener for him. And middle is taken.
Yeah, back with a bit of a vengeance. None of this slow-moving BS. Let's just get in the face. Ooh, maybe. Tip of the barrel spotted. Surely Torji knows there's a guy on the right, but just can't really punish him. Calls upon a teammate to try and clear the rest of it out and perhaps, yeah, move in there. Full confirmation. Patience pays off. However, it's an A move. And they've left Donk on an island. Let him do his own thing. He's created enough space here. They've tried to turtle up on B. It's the wrong bomb site.
Feels like this is where you probably, if the bomb goes down, use the auto-save. Yeah, it looks like MOUZ. I'll do exactly that. It's the smart call. It's the right call as well. Especially considering where, you know, Torzi's tagged. Spinks is barely alive as well. Just keep hold of what you've got. You've got no chance of retaking that, especially with the util set they've got. Double flash nade and a smoke. No real chance in hell. So a nice move by Spirit. It actually comes off the back of, obviously, a Donk double opener. Always going to help. But actually leaving him alone there, it draws attention away from the site and allows them to contact through. Exiting out in towards, not a CT spawn, but they're not going to peek in towards the AWP of Torzi. So everybody survives in a 3 versus 3, and Spirit extend the lead once again to 3. Good work. Easy stuff, and really, really good signs to see Donk out the gates, super confident, so crisp as well. I mean, that reactionary shot is nuts, and sure, he gets cut short at just 2, but you'll take that every day of the week.
All right, timeout in. Let's see what Cyclone can instill into the squad here. As the game maybe starts getting worrisome now. They have picked up that first round. Individual moment. We always talk about them being difficult to replicate. And you see that immediately with Spirit getting back on the board. You know, keep them on one round, keep them at arm's length. They're not going to be too bothered. Every now and then you will let one slip, but kicking off the series well feels good. Never a guarantee against this MOUZ team, it would seem.
Yeah, if we're talking about replicating individual moments, though, there's one guy, he's in the server, who you sort of feel like he can. Everybody else, you're like, okay, you know, we shouldn't rely on that. And Spirit do, and so far, you can't blame him for that. It's Chopper to find the first exertion. Tried a little maneuver up towards Shelf, and I like the idea, but unfortunately, the execution, not quite there. Oh my god. Of course. Of course he wins that against an AWP at range. I have to see that from his POV in the replay. That is so quick.
I think we're just reveling in it, you know, like it's different gravy, isn't it? You can watch the game and there's kind of casting the game, I think gets you a bit closer. Imagine playing in the damn thing, you know, spectating this guy. Absolute monster. But again, they're kind of leaving him to his own devices. He will join up with the pack, but it just leaves MOUZ a bit confused as to like, okay, he's sort of doing his own thing. Is he lurking? Is he faking? And Spirit, it looks like they're really in the heads of MOUZ here. Yes. This is 2 rounds in a row now where they have thought about the wrong bomb site. And Spirit, like, look at what they have left, man. They've got so much utility left, and they've just fully walked on to B. There's nobody home.
Yeah, and the hunting as well. They know there's no one here. And they know as well with that angle of in towards just outside of CT. They're already shelled up towards the A side. Things are going to get a little dicey here. In fact, Molly behind him, Shiro in front. It's a lose-lose spot for him. And you're against Donk here as well, Spinks. There was no chance you were winning that swing. He starts it and he closes it too, but I have to kind of come back to the point you were bringing up. You're absolutely right. Spirit are in their heads 100%. Chopper is calling a really good game right now. And that's that sharp shot. My God, that's quick.
Monstrous.
Yeah, I feel you, buddy. I feel you.
It's just like, you got to take it in stride. It is a guarantee. I think I said it yesterday. Death, taxes, and Donk. Mental. Absolutely mental. But he lives for it, man. Look at him, you know? Ali's talking. He's just staring over, trying to catch an eye. Little cheeky smirk if he does. No nose tape for Chopper.
Yeah.
Interesting development.
We're gonna have to get some scientific research into this.
I'm telling you, I started like boxing recently. We'll keep it, you know, quick, and it's pretty intense. But I've been on the
Tyson.
Yeah. But I've been on the mouth tape while sleeping to like promote nose breathing. It does make. I think my cardio is way better than it should be because I'm like so good at breathing. So up the breathing game, guys. You never know what it might unlock.
Well, you know. Donk back in towards mid. A nade that'll bound round, but it's Torzy on the break of the smoke. That finds one. Damage dealt as it just taps him down enough to make him shy away from sticking around for the fight and the spam. Spinks, he'll chunk a grenade. So Utah so far has been excellent. All that a spirit, but they don't have the numbers in their favor. Got to do this from a very early 4 versus 5 in the hands of MOUZ.
Yeah, pretty good looking round for MOUZ, actually. They're so far back, they've got very little control. Chopper left low. Should be able to convert from here. And look, we love talking about Donk, but Shiro is also a really big piece to take early.
Yeah.
So it's kind of one of the fangs taken out of the attack here. Torji picks up Donk as well. They left him again to lurk around. Over on the B side of things, does not go well. He's not going to take the head clean off this time around. So, looks pretty good. Conventional execute coming in for the rest of the team as they will burst forwards. Gonna get the control. Whether the bomb plant is a guarantee is another thing, just because of spam and breaks of smoke and whatnot. They will eventually get the plant in, but it's just cost them everything. Zontix has to really pop off. That's his first kill of the game here. Gonna need 2 or 3 clean ones to go along with it. Set up with Chopper. I like the crossfire. What can they survive? Chopper comes in for one of his own. And somehow living it. No, Zontix, clean headshot, all down to him now. 1 versus 2 to try and stay alive here. Needs this, needs this. Spinks will rush into him. I think if he gets his hands onto a kit, he should have enough time. Goodness me, it is far too close for comfort.
Oh, honestly, it's a great effort from Zontix and Chopper. Chopper sets him up for success, and Zontix so close to delivering as well. Credit to MOUZ for not being too flustered there in that retake, but numbers drop so quickly. Oh my, there was a moment. And they needed Spinks to step up and get this kill quickly, which he does. Thank God the kit's close too. Oh my.
Nice boys! Nice boys. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Bit of noise being made as well, MOUZ. They need to get themselves fired up. That AWP in play, of course, for Torji. That was recovered right at the end there by Spinks. No AWP on the flip side, so sure enough to do it with the rifle, but he's been pretty damn good with it. Oh my, damage for Spinks. It's so unfortunate to get the kill, but Brolin, he'll get both.
Big finds. It wasn't really the main idea, it would seem. Up through middle here. Spirit playing a very slow mid-round. Quite often here, actually, in this first half. Sertian moves away as the smoke starts to dissipate, but they are ready and waiting here on the Spirit side of things. The bomb lagging behind a little and sort of scared as other smokes start going down. He doesn't want to drop on one of the many crosses that he has to take. Pretty unforgiving pathway to join his teammates here, so yeah, looks like Zontix is just going to sit around, see what his team can cook up, hopefully create some space. Oh, towards A. Torji gets timed on. They spot him. They jump across. Bits of information coming out now. Zontix staying alive. Bomb's going to have been spotted. 20 seconds. Don't really have too many other options. Think he just had to go all gas, no brakes towards A. With that bomb spilling, the panic ensues, and there's just not really much that can be done here for the rest of the Spirit side.
Sure save, and that's a luxury that he'll be given. No one's really close enough to see him off, but it's a big round from MOUZ, right? Brolin, again, another multi-kill round from him where he takes charge. Now, should we be relying on Brolin with the numbers? Probably not, but it doesn't matter at this point, right? I think when you're MOUZ and you're trying to climb your way back in towards this game, getting him stepping up in a big way and being a consistent factor and being really in the thick of all these fights and coming out on the right end of them, it's positive signs for MOUZ. They've got these tricks up their sleeve to put pressure on towards Spirit. So far, so good. Molly and nade down. Donk, he tries to go through the flames and the flash, but Yimfat will find him. So a nice opener, and Donk stopped at nothing. A real rarity in the early part of these rounds, and they're going to have to do it without him, which Spirit sometimes they struggle to do.
So I crept past the smoke. Oh, deleted. Unfortunately, not having the same sort of success on those lurking plays. And again, Spirit really drawn out kind of round. Few solo plays. It's interesting. It's very, very interesting here, the approach. And worked in the early stages. I think bit of timeout, bit of chatter for MOUZ. And just have your gun up at all times. Be prepared for a fight at all times. They're looking to abuse your fundamentals, so just make sure that they are solid enough.
Posted. Who spots who first? Only a mere few pixels to work with. Resurgence not peeking. Not yet. Not worthwhile. Speaking of, there's an AWP on the corner and a dink on towards Torsey. With support, it's Jimmy, and he'll come up huge. Optics falling. Shiro's stuck in no man's land of mid, leaving Chopper with it all to do. 1 versus 5. 25 seconds. A Tech 9. Does have the bomb, so a plant is maybe a luxury he can get, but even that might be a bit of a big ask, and he might just save the AK-47. He scoops it up. It looks like he'll slip the net as well to keep that alive. So MOUZ up to a 4th, a 1-round game. And something on the cards here. Slowly but surely scaling their way back in. While that round was concluding as well, we've had a conclusion on the A stream of Na'Vi versus NIP. It went to that third map, which in itself was already a surprise. Na'Vi won it 13-11 right in that final round. So, an insane match, apparently, over on the A stream. This one set up to be more of the same as well. This one for seeding, sure, but still super important in VRS, in that prize pool, and going deeper in the Lanxess.
Charging towards A to try and just retain their lead here. Yimfat, though, will hold all too easy for him. Got to give him more of a challenge than that. They're on top of each other a bit at default. But, you know, Yimfat, he makes use of it. Donk on the hero AK. Only one for him, and this game has flipped upside down for Spirit.
Yeah, we've absolutely got a game on our hands here. Second time out going to be taken as Hallie re-enters the fray, and you understand why. They've lost control of this completely. 5 out of the first 6 rounds won by Spirit, and now a really, really good and in some ways kind of effortless. I mean, these last few rounds have felt quite one-sided from the get-go. I mean, look where we're at now. All tied square. It's 4 in a row. 4 MOUZ and a lot of pressure being put on the shoulders by Spirit, and we keep saying that it feels like they're the kryptonite for this side right now, and a team of Spirit who are still a little shaky and still trying to properly integrate IEM towards this side and all the rest. Well, against a side of MOUZ who apparently have no weaknesses, and we haven't seen one for a long, long time, it does worry us that Spirit, just too many gaps in this side, and can they rely off brute force alone?
Big mid control here. Lots and lots of utility down. They will look to reaggress on the Spirit side of things. Again, though, looking to just sneak a man in behind enemy lines. Oh, Zwei. He does come out at the right time. Nearly on for the double. He's unlucky to not get the headshot there. Torji backs away, tagged up, and avoids the nade, but there you go, the young gun looking to prove himself in a big kill here in this round.
course, you're going to reclaim space in towards red. Bomb not committed, but it's all alone towards elbow, so worth keeping an eye on as there is a push coming through. If Yinfat wins this fight, this round already might feel done. Oh my god, it's so damn close. Zontix just about sees that one off. That would have flipped the momentum in this one, absolutely. But now a 3 versus 5. As long as we play together for Spirit, we shouldn't have too big of an issue of seeing a 6th on the board for us.
Bomb rotating round. Couple players teetering here. See Shiro pushing out on A, and the bomb will move back. So, yeah, they've got deep control over there. Big killing towards middle, but I think that kind of just locks them in a little bit. 10 seconds? Hold on. Wait a minute. Oh, it's close, man. It's very close. Maybe 3/4 of a second getting in the way there. So if he'd been slowed down or if he just misses the pathing slightly, Zershan doesn't check his angles. Oh, they're a little disjointed because of how panicked the bomb plant is. Maybe had an opportunity to isolate a fight. Shiro further forward than they expect as well. And goodness me, top teams in the world can still also get caught off. Completely blindsided by this round.
Yeah, absolutely. Well played by Spirit. It's a little funky. Keeping it fresh and for MOUZ. All that we'll have brought in towards the next is that AK. Of course, plenty of money to work with, hence why towards the opts for the AK. He can buy back in towards an AWP. No issues. Yeah, nice work. Spirit, take the lead. A slim one, but a lead all the same. And if they can just get up towards that 7th, guarantee it in towards the next half, it goes a long way for the feelings of this map. Seaside has been a little scrappy, and they've obviously struggled for a while. But that's big. Donk, a little upset, gets caught, but it's fine. Round is a round, a win is a win. And a final one of the half, number 12 here. I was looking to tie it up once again.
Ooh, Donk on the entries will be traded out. A mess here in towards middle. Jimfat, while blind, keeps it cool, but what's happened here? Svi and Shiro chiming in. They will open up the B bomb site. Svi in particular, the deep smoke just stops Torji coming round. And the bomb should get planted. Might be a walk away in any other moment, but final round of the half, so they're going to have to give it their best try. Both got kits. Time not too much of a squeeze. Shiro as well. Pretty far back here. So if his teammates go down quickly, it's going to be a tough little 1vx situation for him. But they just have to make so much noise coming in here. They don't have time. Molotov will keep them at bay. Nade to follow up to just soften and continue keeping them back. Looking good. Shiro's now joined the main crux of the defense. It's Zontix to hold, and it's Spirit to take a slim lead, but a lead nonetheless going into half 2.
Yeah, absolutely. They'll work on that, and they'll work with it for sure. I still feel like with that little run from MOUZ at the end, this map is still very, very much up in the air. But, of course, we'll have to wait and see. We're still looking for a couple more players to step up on both sides. It's been Brolin who's been looking excellent from MOUZ. Can he continue it in the second half?
They look like they can go on forever. And it's only the first map.
My brain feels like scrambled eggs after that marathon. Seriously, how do you recover from this?
I don't know, man. Looks like a long run. We need a quick reset.
Hey, cheer up, boys. It's only a best of 5.
Refuel yourself.
You were talking about the clutch, right?
Yeah. You?
Yeah, I guess.
Welcome back, MOUZ, with the resurgence in the middle, but Spirit still able to find a slim lead here. Looking good while doing so, having a good time, courtesy of the big man. Kind of interesting that, you know, Donk, a lot of freedom given across. It worked early, MOUZ seemed to figure it out a little, and then a slight change up from Spirit, actually putting some pressure into the hands of Zwei, and he does deliver a couple rounds there, so we'll see if the 2 will be enough. A pistol on top of it would be very nice indeed. An open B-bomb site. And MOUZ seem to know this. Execute coming in. There is Shiro with the Julies in cave, but the site itself has dropped. Chopper is a full-on utility mule over there, by the way. So we'll see if he gets put to use. I think they're already starting to feel a little saving in the air, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Unless some kills get gifted over really early. I mean, they do have a kid. That's one thing to work with. Shiro trying to be a bit of a nuisance for Spinks. He's going to find 2. He looks for more as well. And he'll have no issues delivering it as Torzi closes. What a pistol. What a pistol for MOUZ. An open sight, sure, that's a gift, but that post plant is excellently done. And they put the pressure right back into the core of Spirit. He's off the back of this man as well. Spinks has an absolute blinder of a pistol, and it's flawless.
Let's fucking go!
You see what it means as well. Torzi getting loud, getting proud. They are going to force Spirit in towards the next 1 MP9 is basically all they bring to the table.
Yeah, good opportunity here for MOUZ then.
Yeah, for sure.
Could bounce and get themselves some really nice rounds. Pressure is on. It feels like a very important map, as we talked about the recent history with these teams. Reverse sweeps from MOUZ, generally the pick of Spirit going well. So if MOUZ are able to break that, it would be signs of improvement post-player break. Chopper looks scary here in the Jag position with that automatic weapon, the only one. Oh, on this force buy. Very, very cheeky standing out in the open there from Brolin as the smoke goes down. And, well, Mr. Zwei is going to go unchecked. And he's like, thank you very much. Look at this. A nice little prize for him. Man advantage comes through for Spirit.
So, moving towards A, it's just Zontics here. As they creep in towards the site, well, I say creep, they're going to go loud about it, but as they now move in towards the site, his best option might even be a bit of a gimmicky push through this smoke. He's trying to tap away. Oh, and he'll find Torzi. Can't deny the bomb as the Infa sprays down for 1. Looks for a second as well. His pistols that are putting pressure on, and he'll run out of ammo, but he's done enough to get out alive. Give him time for that reset. Back into the 2 versus 2. They know where they are as well. Smoke that'll come down, a huge gap in behind of it.
Oh,
so
yeah.
That's going to make life a little awkward. They'll drop a lurk smoke of their own as well. We're just sticking it here as well. I don't even hate the idea. Yinfa, he runs through. It's all going to be on this man, and Spinks gets both. Spam through the smoke, and he finds a second, and he keeps MOUZ ticking.
Just, I thought that first kill from Shiro may well have been enough, you know, get the guy who has sent it. And Spinks just a hope and a prayer. And there you go. There you go, man. Torji is a player as well that, especially recently, has really been commenting and been noticed for just keeping the energy and the positivity up on this MOUZ side of things. Will it help? Will it find improvements? I mean, it's always going to be good, but sometimes it can take a bit of your focus away from the game. It's a tough balancing act, of course, but MOUZ, at the moment, balancing it well. Upgraded pistols for Spirit. Stacking out on B. Quick find from Zwei. All careful here. Do not want to go into the Lion's Den without a game plan. Team kill. Still a little dicey here for me. A smoke will come down. That kind of makes the decision for them to pull away, in all honesty.
Yeah, I think you're right. Deagle and a double P250. Probably nothing really to be found here. Contested kills would be nice. They've already got a couple, which is still pretty decent considering the level of investment they brought in. But the only unfortunate thing is, with those 2 kills, there's nothing to be recovered. MOUZ, they're still committed to going towards this B site. I do think that's the right call. There's 2 players here to meet them. There's a chance of being pinned, so they just don't really have the time to reset and go back towards A. And as well, they don't really have the util either. This could be funky. It comes down to whether they can hit the shots. And Torzi, he will for the first. Another spotter. Just where's that last man lurking? Where is the deadly Donk? As that Deagle starts to flank and he's left all alone. 1 versus 3. And Torzi's got the right idea as well. He spams through the wood, but there's not really a lot Donk can do here. Surely. He's had some heroic moments. But this little menace in a 1 versus 3 with a Deagle, surely too big of an ask. And he deals damage on towards the second, but that'll be that. Brolin sees him off. And MOUZ find yet another. And slowly but surely, they've been scaling in towards this game. When you look at the tail end of the first half, in towards the second, could the gun rounds actually be looking pretty favorable for them. It's the one big worrying thing is that Spirit right now, this scoreline feels bolstered by the pistols and the 4 spies.
Maybe a little closer than we would like, to be fair. So just something to keep an eye on as MOUZ develop into the game here. 2 taking lane control. Told you actually very, very far back. It's kind of a late smoke coming in on the inside of cave. So there you go. Cool kind of lineup for you. A lot of utility downrange in the first 30 seconds. Rotations round as well from Spirit. 3 out on B. 1 towards middle, just having a little bit of a look. Donk does move fast. He dishes out some damage, not quite a kill, but he also can't stop them. And also, I think just leaving Spirit guessing, like, where is the main part of the attack? Where is the finish right now for MOUZ?
Donk moving his way forward just to try and catch them in the back lines. He's going to set up deep in towards spawn. Doesn't want to re-aggress on any of this red room control, and it is the right call. It's being held for by Zershin. And he's slowly kind of moving his way forward as well. This is a split to A angle every day of the week, but it's a pretty mean double stack on the site itself, and a third rotating over to Donk and Shiro being your first people to fight, and Shiro, who will get the first. He's tempted by the second. Body that comes down as well. Forces towards in the open. Oh my. It's Spinks who gets one before the flame sees him off. It's Zwei who will find one in the back lines. But he's now all alone. 1 versus 2 for the new boy in this side. Spirit Savior to rekindle the flame of a top level side. Can Zwei do it? Oh! Yes, he can. New boy, he's had a slow tournament, but what a time for him to step up and shine. Zwei, that's why he was brought in towards Team Spirit.
God damn, and just a little moment there, just a little moment of excitement coming in. Doesn't get straight on the bomb. He's trying to act cool. Just stay cool, man. But no, huge round. Absolutely massive. And it could be a key turning point. Does not come a moment too soon. Holy hell. So damn clean.
You've got to have done something pretty damn good if you made Donk surprised, eh? Well played. Well played. We've been calling on him. I mean, me and you followed him throughout the tier 2. We know the level this kid can play at. It's just whether he gets comfortable back in towards a new side and, of course, ultimately a new level of Counter-Strike. And it's moments like that that are proof in the pudding. There is the idea there. He's got tricks up his sleeve.
Certainly a monster within there just waiting to be unleashed. Slow hit in the A main. Looks to be a crunch. Donk is met by Brawl and Shiro up close. Can only get one bullet out at a time. Oh, Zontix. Oh, the MP9 at range does make you worry ever so slightly, but he will retain the man advantage for now. Bomb to go down. Weapon recovered for Brolin. Got the entire force of Spirit to deal with. So it's just going to be Torji remaining on his trusty AWP. Will drop the first, looks for the second, and going to get it round the corner. He's too quick. Oh, and Zvi denied this time.
Guys, no money, okay?
It's 2 back-to-back rounds. Torzi saying no money as well. But 2 1v2s that flip this narrative, and Torzi, I mean, this second shot so quick on towards White. He was kind of right about no money, but not fully. And this smoke there as well in towards elbow. So Xerxian rightfully a little bit cautious of it. Wasn't done on purpose. Double FAMAS, MP957 and an M4. It's Donk who wield the premium rifle. No surprises there. He's not been as lights out though. 14 and 13, it's good, right? Don't get me wrong, but still not the level that we're used to and know of him. Zontix up close. MP9 does well. Not even a point of damage. He's got no util, so he can't smoke them out here. He just has to fight.
He's thinking about it. Just going to hold for now. I think something really quickly to add to your Donk point. He started really well.
Yes, yeah.
I think they have managed within the game to sort of shut him out a little bit more. So also something to really consider, that it's like, it's not just he was on for one of those lights out performances, but not quite been able to keep it up. Chopper 5-7 clean. No one else around to get the trade in, so maybe a needless life given away there. I'm going to try and charge in towards B, but they're more than ready for this. Chopper, his life is forfeit, but he gets the information as a trade. The shot's just not landing. Shiro keeps the dream alive. We've got Zontix on the backside as well. So very late with this flank. He had that A main control. He's been waiting for this moment all round long. Torji knows he's got to try and isolate a duel, but he cannot. And Spirit straight back in there. It's going to come all the way down to the wire here on Ancient.
Well played from Shiro as well. I don't even hate that idea there by Torzi, right? Because he knows in a 1 versus 2, he has no idea where that second guy is properly or where he's actually going to pounce from. And he knows there's basically a timer on his head. So he's got to try and level the playing field as soon as possible. Hence why he flies into the fights. But what a massive round to be taking. That was a full investment, of course, by MOUZ, but there was not a lot left over in terms of the econ. I think it's understandable why we've got to pause here. Their second called. Cyclone back on the mic for him, but the buy going to be less than adequate, as I was alluding to, and you can kind of see bottom left, money's not exactly flourishing. Speaks into an AK, and I wonder if this is a hero AK spot with Tech9s around it, or whether the full buy will join him. And judging by Brolin, looks like the full buy might join, so they want to test the mettle of Spirit, saying, all right, you guys have just forced bought in against us with a less than perfect buy, made it work. Well, we're going to try and do the same. Is this too audacious of a call, however? Because you lose this, Spirit find 10 and they give it an 11th. That gives you one gun round left to stop Spirit taking this map. So a lot of pressure put on this full investment here, when they very much could have ecoed and full bought in towards the next.
Oh, nice molly. Actually not quite going to meet the mark, unless it was specifically for Cubby, but it felt like it should have been more of a cave move, as that's where they've put the resources. Spinks nearly slipping the net, but not quite. Torji left alone all of a sudden, and this round has pilted out. Nothing to it at all. No worries at all for Spirit. Yeah, I would maybe like to revisit a little bit. I feel like that Molotov was more meant to get into the entrance of cave. Not sure.
For Torzi, he's got 45 seconds to the side. What he wants to do. They don't know where he is, so He's hoping by essentially doing nothing here that he can sow the seeds of doubt. Hey, fall away from this B presence that maybe if he can scoop up a gun as well. Winning the round, of course, is completely off the cards. But a gun recovered, and him staying alive, that'll be something. Oh, it's a bad time to jump. I don't know if he ran out of ammo there or if he did just panic jump, but either way, a big round for Spirit to take, and with only the one casualty as well, you're pretty happy with that. Judging by, it looks like a bit of a panic. Can't do that against Donk. Double digits. First had to crack into it, being that a Team Spirit as they inch closer to their map pick going in their favor. A MOUZ left onto nothing. Not even the upgrade of the pistol brought in towards this round. This is a full eco and potentially a shooting gallery for the youngster. Zwei has bodies on the line and he has Chopper in support. Nothing gains Zwei, starting to show moments of that confidence.
Hey, and this is it, man. Sometimes that's all it takes. Big 1 versus 2 from him, of course, earlier on. And you get the cool round from a little bit of a hero, a little bit of a mate of yours. And it is just enough to give you that extra level that you've been looking for. Timeout coming in here. Hallie gets up, gives them the breakdown as this is a very important round. Bye coming in. And a key map in this series for Spirit to take.
Oh, well. Yeah, you are right. I mean, this is the round. Let's see now whether MOUZ have got anything left up their sleeve. I mean, this is the now or never, the do or die, as we like to say. In this map specifically, you lose this, it's 12 for Spirit, and money once again broken. And 2 Galils will have to come to play here for MOUZ until round number 21. Of course, that's for Yumi and Brolan to prioritize utility. Zershin, he's sent out as well. Shiro will be first. Contact, and he misses what felt like a sitter there by his standards.
Spinks, meanwhile, joined by Torji. Shadow spotted, but it's not enough. And Zwei, the lone holder over here, gets dropped. Zontix, Chopper joining him. MOUZ with a big find on a simple contact, individually based round, and they win all of their duels. Spirit left reeling, Spirit left scratching their heads. Whatever was said in the timeout doesn't really matter too much now because it is going the distance.
The question being now as well for Shiro and Donk, will they save? In particular, really, Donk and that AK don't really mind too much about the AWP. They've got the money to reinvest into it, so that's not the end of the world, but yeah, there's looking for the hunt here. Donk will get one, but now he's in trouble about staying alive, and from behind, Spink sees him off, so no AK saved. That's a huge way to sort of nullify Donk on this CT side. Massive work. MOUZ aren't dead just yet. They're still showing this proof in the pudding. And that this game plan for them is enough to shut down this Spirit side. Buy back in. Spirit still closer to the finish line, but MOUZ looking to tie it up. A mid-control priority, and one which starts relatively well. Unconfirmed, but Donk is damaged. Oh, it's a healthy nade, though.
Chunky start. Spinks. Ooh, going to have been heard. Oh, no. Oh, no. Yeah, the jump peak not going to be good enough. Not going to be good enough. Brolin somehow survives. It's actually Torji to find the kill at the backside. I suppose broke the smoke at the perfect time. Something like that. Either way, there's kills going down all over the shop. Zontix with another pesky A-main push. Regains the advantage for Spirit. So relentless aggression across the map seems to be the order of the day here. Brolin, meanwhile, looking for space, looking for something they can abuse. Jag is as far as he will get, and as brave as he is to go at this point, the bomb itself is headed towards A. So A big sell from Brolin. Maybe going to be required. He is drawing most of the attention right now.
Yeah, Zontic's going to be called upon here. He might even want to just stay alive. Kind of allow the plant to go down and buy time for the rotations to come in. There's nobody close to him. Oh, bad time though. Jiggle peeks in. Brolin will catch him. 3 versus 3. What's the play here? Do Spirit actually give this retake a go?
I don't think so. Yeah, I think even in their minds,
Yeah.
bar Zontix, they'd kind of written off A. They were just, you know, hoping that they weren't going to go A. No one really even feigning a rotate. They just turtled up on B. Tiny little spot. And even then, Zontix, he dies because he starts to get a bit more aggressive towards the B side. It's maybe a stretch, but you know what I mean? I think they were really just, at least A main, banking on no one being there.
The Hunt might have legs behind it as well for Brolin. He's close enough to shop around that corner. Not that killing him would do all that much. I mean, of course, money is still not exactly flushed on towards the CT side, but they would have had enough to buy it regardless. Well, there's still a lot of life in this game. Get tied square now. Still feels absolutely like it's anybody's. Another really good round, which starts with the default of MOUZ getting out in towards mid. Moving forward from there, MOUZ going to call for the 3rd and final timeout. So all timeouts now used in regulation. The onus of taking this first map, the priority behind it, and how it can set you up in this series, it's so important. Both teams understand it. 11-all, we're guaranteed the full rounds in regulation, and, well, knowing these two, probably, and some more.
As we said, it had that feeling coming into the second half with the way that the early rounds were going. Full distance going to be required here. Man alive. Delivering as well. If you are just a fan of Counter-Strike, if you're a fan of one of the teams, I'm sure it is nail-biting action. But we'll see here. A, again, left a little vulnerable. Really quick execute over there.
Chopper.
Trying to sell a bit of something. Chopper just asleep at the wheel, not checking his angles. Why would he, though? All the info he's being fed is A this, A that. He's maybe expecting a lurk or something, but not a player already tucked in. So a big kill, and it has worked for the first. That's all MOUZ were trying to create. Just a freebie, and they get their reward.
Yeah, just a real oversight there from Chopper. He's made life difficult for Spirit now. Zontix and Donk move back to claim mid control. Zwei is here for a bit of his own, but can't get anything. Caught by Xertion, numbers kept, and Brolin's he's looked at towards A. The bomb's nowhere near him, so this is still a little bit awkward. Shiro, he's just staying tucked. He's trying desperately, doesn't want to get tunnel visioned in. Has support, it's Torzy up close. It's who can no-scope the better it feels that those two fight. He gets the first, pistol pulled out, and the nade of Zontix is huge. 1 versus 2, and Brolin's low goes from being super strong to now quite weak.
Still not considering him. Zontix will have a quick little look here. Will go down far too wide. Not expecting him that close at all. Shiro then on the AWP. Got to try and find him. Brolin clips his head. Huge 1 versus 2. Game saving, game breaking potentially. And MOUZ hit 12 first.
It's another big moment for Brolin. He started off this game with some nice ones, but man, this 1 versus 2 is so well played. Shiro maybe doesn't need to fight. You are good, mate. I'll give you that. Very good round. MOUZ, map point. And what a way to do it as well. Oversights by Spirit, and a 1v2 that falls flat. But Spirit aren't dead just yet. Shiro going to find the first. He'll open things up with Torzy getting caught. The buy isn't exactly completely bountiful towards Spirit, though. Zwei only an MP9. Zontix only a 5-7. So you've got to do it from the back foot.
stack. No one over there, though. Zontix will learn his lesson from the first. Brolin, meanwhile, on a contact. Yeah, really, really tough way to kick things off, but looking to battle their way back in. They were bailed out in the previous round. I was ready to make comments on a bit of laziness. There was loads of utility. They just charged into B without thinking. We've got a similar situation here. You're already a man down. Giving Shiro all the parameters to find success. And look at him. Just doesn't stop. He's so confident. Will finally falter. Down to Spinks and Brolin here in a 2-on-5 overall. Brought it down to just 3. Space for the bomb plant. And this would be a hell of a thing if they could steal it in this fashion through the smoke to fully cancel the bomb plant. Brolin has no idea. We're going to overtime.
Of course we are. I thought Brolin might have another clutch moment, but not to be in this one. So more rounds required in this game, and it continues to be a bit of a barn burner. This is only map number 1 as well, and this is only for seeding. I say only, of course, seeding's still super important. It's not like there's elimination on the line or anything of the sort. Bit tilting there for Donk. It's still not been a lights out show from him. MOUZ have always found ways to nullify him, right? And like we said, it feels like at times are the bit of the kryptonite for this Spirit side. They can slow the game down to a pace that they want to play. Donk trying to fight through mid, and it does well for the first. He's flashed in for the second as well, but Aussie hot on his heels there to get out and get to safety. And he will get a kill as well by falling back. Donk will fall. So, nice little regress.
Feels like the kind of game that we could just be locked in for perpetuity, you know, like just endless cycle. I'd kind of be here for it. I don't know, man. I don't know. Where's the point that you start losing your mind, you know? We have to kind of figure that out. We had one triple overtime the other day. That's maybe, I think triple is the limit. Nothing really happening here. 45 seconds left on the clock, and you can hear a pin drop at the moment.
Yeah. Bated breaths in this round, isn't it? You want to get off to a good start in overtime. No two ways about it. And they're going to try and do it by putting pressure on towards Zontix. He does have support. Shiro's not far away, but Zontix, you probably want at least one and to stay alive. Well, damage though to start will help, but Yimfa on the regress. Nice find from him. Shiro. Superstar moment required to get out in front of the Molotov. There's a guy in Cubby, and he hasn't confirmed the kill. Shiro's still there, but the nade will see him off. But Chopper makes a move. Look at the time as well. Zwei and Chopper, you stay alive, you win it. And that's how it'll be done. Chopper, that move alone secures the first round in OT for Spirit. That is a miraculous move from the IGL.
Yeah, and a real kick in the teeth, I think. MOUZ, you let it slip to overtime, then you let this round slip. Feels like things are falling through your fingers. And just a little bit of red in the face, a little bit of frustration, but you have to let it happen, move into the next, and retry. Let's see here. MOUZ looking to keep things even at the very least. I think if they can grab that T-side lead, it's going to feel nice. Lots of options on the CT side overtime. Shiro hits the shot, but there's a wall in the way. Spinks lives. For now, the nade will finish him off, though.
Start for Spirit. Of course, for them, that round that I was eluding them of seeing off this map, they start off this OT well with, and they get a second behind it as well. It puts them in such a good stance. This one man who's creeped in the backlines. Chopper, oh my god, 4x3. Oh my god, no way. Xerxin, how has this worked out for him? There's only one on the cards, but he gets a second behind it. Oh, Chopper. He had an oversight late in towards regulation where he didn't clear Cubby on shelf, and now he doesn't clear in towards CT. Not that you expect anybody there, but 4x3 is his worst enemy in that sense.
Do they expect Zontix, though? Meanwhile, Shiro's gone hunting. He will become the hunted, but I'm still keeping my eye on Zontix. They've waited so patiently. Surely they have to clear. Surely they have to be prepped. Plan coming in. Oh, there's eyes on it. He's done a lot of damage. He has done a lot of damage. Svi, big 1v2 from him in regulation to keep the dream alive. Looking to do the same once again. They're not considering him at all. Takes the healthy player. Jim found the AWP. What have you got for us? And he finds the kill. Ooh, it's as close as it comes. One bullet the difference. And if he'd missed that shot, he is a goner. Just able to keep things even.
Yeah, honestly, it's this moment here. Zerchin getting the second behind it. Unbelievably impressive. For Zwei as well, maybe making kind of like a full swing might have been the better call. Oh, but you see what it means to MOUZ to tie this back up. So who takes a lead heading in towards the second half of OT is the question we ask. Zontix flying into the fight, and he gets both. One through the smoke, but they count all the same. And a missed shot from Torzi will leave him a little damaged. Nice aggression from Spirit, putting pressure on towards mid immediately.
Yeah, really good, I think, channel of how close they come in the previous and just use that angry energy to their advantage. The A bomb site, though, continues to be a thorn in their side, and they have sacrificed much of the control to create the two-piece. 5-on-3 here as Spinks moves forward. Zontix with a small look. Did he see him? Is he ready for this? I think he is somewhat ready for a push coming his way, but timing everything. Shiro backs him up. They must have seen him. They must have seen him. So well played to not give the kill away, create the space for the AWP. Brolin's boosted up. He's been seen now. Donk splits the difference, just softens them both up. Surely his teammates can convert from here, he thinks. The bomb as well, struggling to cross. Torji so low, right? Like, even if he does get space for the bomb, surely just get spammed from somewhere, and it's gonna be the donut right on cue.
You're a prophet. Foretold how the round will end, and exactly that. Just a bit of spam, and they line up for Chopper. It starts really well with this move from Zontix. That double that he gets to open things set the tone of aggression that Spirit want to be bringing. Chopper will close. Still seeing the moments of frustration out from Donk. It's not been a bad performance by any means, but it's just not that Donk takeover in a sense that we've just become so accustomed to, especially this tournament. I just have 19 and 20 right now. 90 kills, 20 deaths, but with just under 100 ADR. So he's still doing a lot of damage, just not quite seeing them over the line. Either way, timeout going to be used here by Cyclone. Of course, all three used by both sides in regulation, but you get an extra one when you come to overtime. And for every other overtime that we get, if we get, I guess I should say, you get another pause to work with. Advantage Team Spirit, though, looking for the all-elusive 16, the magic number in this OT number 1. 2 rounds they've got to get out of 3.
Man, be such a disappointment if MOUZ let this slip. So damn close. But definitely what we wanted from the series, and definitely the rivalry that these guys have had this year coming to a head. Arguably the most prestigious tournament in the calendar in terms of name value. Brolin spamming away. Eats a little bit of a nade, spamming back again. Spirit able to avoid most of these bullets.
Nothing really on offer just yet. Chopper just having a little tap in towards Cave to honestly try and bait out some aggression, it feels. They know there's a donut player who's spamming up close, but it's Donk who's going to move just to play inside a red room. He gets a lot of coverage here, and he has a lot of support too. This could be a bloodbath in through red room. Red in terms of the colors, and the blood as Shiro and Donk find kills a piece. Missed shot by Shiro, but he gets Donk to bail him out as per. When you need somebody to save you, Donk will step up to play, and the move by Brolin gets clipped. Chopper will find him, Donk will close, a 3-piece for him, and that's a lot more like it. One more round as well.
Surely has to be the round. Yeah. I don't know, man. It's got to be the moment. Just a bit too easy, isn't it, if you're trying to keep that pressure on?
Yeah.
Oh, nades out. Donk ahead of them. Nobody hanging around. We got a quick break, but it backfires. How many times have we seen that? Donk finding the entry here. And Spirit look to crush the spirits of MOUZ. We will be headed into their pick next, but it's very difficult. Overtime fatigues you out. Donk, though, not looking like he is letting anything go here.
He's getting better. He's warmed up into OT. It honestly feels 3 kills previous round, 2 to open up this one. I don't know about you, Scriv, mate, but I feel like this one might be done. A 3 versus 5. However, Brolin is still alive. He's had some magical moments in this map thus far, and Torzy can hit a nice shot or two. The flames will tickle the toes as he's forced over towards spawn, and he's eating util damage.
Ooh, a few too many targets maybe from Torji. He's a little panicked, a little flustered. Knew he had to find something. Svi cleaning up. Hal sits down to Spinks. They know where he is at as well. Surely not going to happen. Spamming away, hoping for something to just walk into his bullets at this point. But they know. Play it strict. Keep him at bay. There's nothing that can be done. The jump spots keep coming in from the orb. Shuro will eventually get one of these, yeah. But Spinks just days numbered, round over. Map concluded. And Team Spirit will take it in the overtime. Just able to keep the energy going a little bit longer. And now we'll see. They take their own pick.
Yeah.
That was their own map. Maybe a bit closer than they would have wanted as well, given some of the history that they have on that map together. All the same, looking good. Pretty prevalent, especially in that first half, was they just figured Donk out a little. Seemed like they had left him on more of like a lurking entry type role rather than in the pack. And he was playing it pretty well. MOUZ figured him out. But again, tiny bits of bailout. It's just every now and then they need somebody else to just fill the gap. There can't be too much dead weight on this team, and towards the end of last season there maybe was a bit too much, and they had to go one way or the other. Magic's was the obvious. Maybe Zontix as well could have been on the chopping block, but they just went one piece rather than two, and we're slowly seeing whether it's going to work for them. First map successful. Second map doesn't start the way that they might have wanted. Xertian, 2 quick kills, a bomb site secure, should be their round, but we'll see here as we do still have some pretty heavy hitters and that kit left in play.
Yeah, with a smoke behind it too. So the Ninja Diffuse is also a potential. Zonta's gonna be so far away, right? He's trying to see if he can catch people on the cross. It feels unlikely. I'm going to send Zwei in for that first point of contact. There was one in towards jungle, which took a pop shot at him. He's also spotted the shoulder. A nice flick and a find, but it all feels for naught as well. That bomb planted open. The smoke will come down, but the kit is dropped, and so is Zontix. First round taken by that or MOUZ with only the 1 casualty. You are very, very happy with that as a start, as a response, as a bounce back in. Nice work.
Looking good. As we will move into this next round. Spirit on the force buy. Trying to hit that same finishing point, I suppose. And just get a little bit of the secret sauce that they had to close out Ancient. Would be a good way to kick things off. The reset into a new map can be hard to pick up where you left off. But you can see MOUZ tentative, to say the least. They've got a lot of strong weapons here as well, so I think they're ready to have to fight something. But they don't quite know how to approach things. Tiny bit of mid-control. And just waiting around. See if anyone peeks into them. Tiny one from Chopper, but not too much to write home about.
5-7 is moving forward. Has the potential of a fight, but it's against Xerxion's AK, so no real chance there. They were trying to mid-crunch a little bit, Spirit, but they weren't fully committed to it. I mean, Chopper's making a move while the two comp players are at the top end of it, so they can't do all too much with that. Molly will just tick once on towards Ontix, but enough for that they know about him. Donk will fall. Leg spotted. Spinks a little bit of parkour to jump across as he gets both. And it's Ontix left all alone. No chance in a 1 versus 5. MOUZ, that 2-0 start is theirs for the taking. They've just got to see off this last man. The bomb will go down, which should confirm it, and it is flawless. So, good work. What we wanted to see from MOUZ. Feeling pretty solid. And they know it was a full buy as well, so I know that money is going to be a little worse for wear.
Yeah, it should be an easy third here. See if there is anything in store for Team Spirit. Any kind of spooky moves. They got a man quick out the window there, and I think he has gone unseen, so might be able to nick away 1 or 2 heads if things go to plan. There's Donk. Here's Shiro. A little worse for wear thanks to a nade, so he doesn't stick around for too long, but keen headshot coming in. That's also the A presence taken down. I mean, you look at this angle, could actually come into play sooner rather than later.
Could be a smart move there by Xerxio. She doesn't realize it, but just to fall away. Numbers favor Spirit. Of course, the buy doesn't and the situation doesn't. But it's why, oh my god, he's in the backlines. Oh, back spotted. That's the bomb. That's the bomb. And it's a free B. Surely, yeah, there's a second potentially brewing, but he can't quite get it. But that slow roll and contact towards B that was being set up is now known about. You may as well just send it.
Gonna be dangerous. They got a couple bodies here in good time. Shiro is low. Oh, a lot of damage, not the kill. And Donk falls quickly thereafter. Nade nets another, but unfortunately the bullet's just not quite landing. Chopper finds himself on the backside. Only a Galil, no point in saving that. It's a flank. It's not the fastest, but not the slowest. Jimfat has a chance to check it. Oh. Yeah, the jump peak. Beautifully done. Safest way of going about that. And now Chopper. He will reluctantly save the Galil, but nothing happening for the round. MOUZ moving up to 3. That one was a bit dicey, though, and some good damage done ahead of a buy round.
It's one of those where internally you're thinking there's no real point saving, but there's no point giving them the kills for nothing. That's why, if he had got the second there, feels like the round could have been done itself. Even Shiro, right, gets so much damage off with that deagle, but can't find the kill. If he had, it would have been a different story. It's still not a bad round regardless. Made something out of that with a minimal investment. And that's just a thing of how scary the Spirit side can be. All times, though, back into the buy coming momentarily, and Spirit still looking pretty damn crisp. Up in play for Shiro, yet to get on the board for him. Same for Chopper. He's going to keep hold of that Galil. Why not? Keep some money on hand.
A little boost up here on the cards, maybe. No, just going to send it down. Looking for short presence, it would seem. Winding this one down quite actively here on the MOUZ side of things. They do have decent apps presence. But goodness, I mean, from the word go, the tension has just been built in this game, honestly. There's no fast sends like we were seeing on Ancient. It's much more build-up play. And most of the build-up is just to not reveal your hand too early, not to really give anything away. Simple mid-smoke comes down. Looking to work their way up short and split towards B. Oh, the spam and the smoke there. Maybe not good enough. I don't know if it's been broken, perhaps. Either way, not looking good. Shiro with the AWP. Just letting them in. Surely a scope heard there. Gonna have to deal with him quickly, guys. And the rotations are coming. Time is against them. Shiro just does not give anything. There is a kill onto Chopper, but the trade is there. And man, I just completely flattened, completely outread.
Yeah, there was nothing we could really do there as well when it comes down to one. So, nice response coming through. And it does feel maybe a bit of an overzealous nature from MOUZ, really wanting to fight there, but they fall quite flat. Hope will be brought out for Torzi to respond to that of Shiroz, who does finally get on the board with the kill he got. And now we need to start rolling a little bit, Spirit. Put the pressure right back on. Towards mid, that presence being a real priority for MOUZ, understandably so, and something that Spirit have been tempted with fighting behind themselves. We saw these gimmicky moves in towards under, for example. Brolin's pushed the smoke here. No way, he's way ahead of the curve, but he's also been spotted. That's unfortunate.
Spy creeping up. Oh, going over the boundary. Weird bits of control here for MOUZ. Roland's position in the connector feels pretty good, but he also maybe doesn't want to stick around and see what's on the other side. So they will back off once again. Man, it just feels so very strange here. Really difficult to read what's going on, where the stacks are going to be, where the resources are for either side. There's 3 on A. They seem pretty confident in that. Shiro, right place at the right time, but on the crack angle, gets the better of himself, really. Torzi's AWP also coming in. Chopper dealt with quickly, and that will be that. But, man, it felt like Spirit had everything in the right place at the right time.
It did. And all it comes down to is a couple of missed shots, right? It can be sometimes as simple as that. Zontix, he's trying to save it. He is going to be hunted. There's no real safe escape, and Zershin making sure of it. Dealt, I think. But that'll be that. First time out taken by Spirit. Worst case scenario, unfortunately for them, is the fact that their one round they find is a flash in the pan. And the fact that the one in response is quite dominant. So Halley re-entering into the fray as he gets back onto the mic, and for the first time this map, 4 timeouts are used in towards that first map, one of which, of course, being in overtime. And to really decent success, if we're being frank. So we're looking for another one of those specialties here. We do have a buy as well. AWP, M4, a couple of MP9s and a FAMAS. It's not the best, but we've seen Spirit win these in this series.
All right, let's see. Is there going to be a pace changer? Particularly from Spirit. Are they going to try and get something going early? It seems like the answer is no. Again, just moving towards their conventional setup. So there's not a lot to test MOUZ in the early round, and I think that gives them a bit too much room to work with. But we'll see. There's plenty of rounds still to play with here on the CT side. Nice nade to open up. Spinks gets the funny number, but he will be softened.
Smoke down, front side of con. MOUZ are happy to whittle away the clock a little bit, but Spinks going to go for a quicker maneuver. Takes a lot of damage in getting here, and Donk will swing, he'll slide, as they say. Chopper, uh-oh, should have found that. That one was a gift that he fumbles it, but thankfully Zontix won't. Donk's here quick enough, but he's tagged. And now a known quantity too, as they're still trying to hit towards this B site. He wants to flash the fight, but it's why he's going to find one of his own. Donk will then swing in for the trade on Yimi. And he puts it all on the shoulders of Torzi. 1 versus 3, 35 seconds, no chance in hell. That'll be Spirit surviving a bit of a scare and a bit of a quicker tempoed play by MOUZ, but around back in their favor finally.
Yeah, believe in the process, and eventually you will be rewarded by it. We'll see what they have occurring in these next couple of rounds. I'd still like to see something a bit faster from Spirit themselves. But I think they just feel a lot of weight on these rounds. And denying chances is maybe not the same as giving them away. But still a gap to close. And still a MOUZ team that have shown some formidability in the late round situations. A bomb site in particular has looked pretty good for them. So one would assume they're going to try and get back there. Shiro angles for an A plate. It is a rougher buy than they're used to, but still one that MOUZ might be able to do something with.
True. Back towards B, this time as the pack as well. Early molly is good, that'll slow them down. Look like they want to go quicker though, this just could be a little funky. Brilliant nade. That'll soften up. In they come as well, a second nade behind it as well, but they're going to bound out as Spinks wants to get up close and personal. That won't favor him, but Zontix is caught at one, and same for Chopper, so Donk gets called upon again. A second for him, but in fact, could get a plant here. Oh, we actually could have stuck that. Molly gets extinguished. He gets one more as well. 1 versus 2, but it's a Mach 10. He tries to upgrade, but there's just so much util raining down on him. And a shutdown by Spirit, but they're made to work for it.
Yeah, I mean, super awkward there at the end. Your brain kind of tells you that Molotov, for all intents and purposes, is coming towards you, but just sort of the corner of the smoke denying it. Also in Go, it may well have landed, and obviously these guys have put a lot of hours into that, so fighting some instincts there to get the bomb down can always be a bit tough. The round never really got going. And so long as Donk has space to work with and teammates to work around, he will always deliver. This is a big opportunity now for Spirit to really start to solidify their position and confirm some more belief in this style that they're playing. Really shelled up. Okay, there's a quick trade there. So just got to be a bit careful we don't lose any more. And you can see the bomb is isolated by itself, so we might have the old make noise on B, I'll go A. Just keeping Spirit on their toes, even in a low bite.
Smoke down. They just want to get a plant out of this. That would be nice. Of course, being a one-round game and a Galil being the only thing they got to work with. If you can get a plant out here, it would be nice. Is this setting up for an A split? 2 in through Palace, 2 going to come through Connector. And a AK scooped up. So, might just be life here. Of course, a lot of noise being made, and they walk straight into Shiro. Nice find, NATO bound round to try and do more, but a smoke to stop them in place. They still are trying to get out, but Zwei's here to meet them and just make sure he'll be caught in the end. But it's a no-scope headshot through the smoke by Shiro, just to style on him.
Locking it in for the following rounds here as Spirit. Slower start, and like I say, I'd maybe questioned a change up, but they stick with it, and it has now started to pay off. And again, the buy here from MOUZ is really not the best. A lack of bomb plants is starting to cost them in more ways than one. Quick up short. Spy, meanwhile, in towards the ramp. Doesn't have the support, but Shiro's there with the AWP to make sure he's traded. Brolin also goes down on his quick attempt, so it's MOUZ that have decided to change things. It's MOUZ that might be faltering. Oh, Jimmy, gotta get this, gotta get this. He does. It's a lot of work, but he will indeed even up the numbers. It's that bomb that needs retrieving, but look how out of position the last two are. Zontic's low as well. All over the place right now.
Massive overfight. I mean, Donk, that swinging towards Connector feels so unnecessary. I don't know whether Xerxin would have heard Zontix there. I'm going to hazard a guess and say yes. But he's also got control of the bomb. In towards ramp. In fact, in the open on site. Pinto maneuvering towards ramp here. Oh no, he's going to go early.
Wow.
In fact, goes very early. Smoke down, and there's plenty of util for Zontix to cycle. Not only his, but one of the bodies we'll be moving to, though. There's a freebie. And now into the 1 versus 1. Chopper versus Xertion. Bomb collected, and he has time to run towards B if he wants.
Oh my God.
Chopper ain't biting. He ain't biting.
He can't hear him. It's just overthunk. Overthunk so heavily. We'll see here, though. He does have the molly. Wrong place. Chopper doesn't move. Xertion not considering him at all. Now as the smoke goes down, Chopper will make his move and makes it look easy at the end. Of course he does. Oh, man alive. A couple moments like that. Zontic's not heard somehow.
Yeah.
Gets his kill and just... You want to try and keep it simple, but again, with how tense this game has felt, you're going to be double guessing, triple guessing those decisions. And if he'd just gone, get the bomb, go B, he probably has a decent chance at it, but unfortunately overthunk in the end. And it will cost MOUZ their lead now.
Yeah, absolutely. Spirit inching closer and closer to a favorable start in the Lanxess. Of course, those who are only just joining us, this is a seeding match. Both of these sides have booked their spot, but getting an extra day off, ooh, that goes a long way, right? Time to prepare, time to rest, recover, recuperate, all the buzzwords you want to throw out there, but getting ever ready. And Spirit are getting closer and closer. A map already under their belt in a marathon of a fashion. We want to go quick towards B. There's 2 players here. We need a third to rotate over at some point. Bro, going to get caught in towards mid, but in they come.
Chopper. Oh no, the flash. He's just trying to hide away, buy some space and time. Zontix, meanwhile, sits strong, but only for one. Donk is in through the smoke, looking to isolate some fights. He doesn't know about the guy towards short. Maybe he's slipping through the comms a little bit that there was a guy over on that side of site. He really was not considering it. So bomb plant happens. Shiro with the AWP here, looking to change things up. Onto an AK. No. Spinks with his retrieved M4, brings it down to the 1v1. Zwei bails them out. And he looks all right in a clutch when it matters most. Huge finds once again. Gets the kit, gets the AWP, and gets number 6.
Credit to him as well, you know, for Zwei and a big 1 versus 2 in towards map number 1 of Ancient, and a nice one there as well. Just a real oversight again from Shiro as well in a similar vein where he's just not looking over towards short. And down he falls, but Zwei does well. Of course, a lot of damage had been dealt already. A nice swing, raw heads up play on towards Spinks. And a rare big celebration from Chopper like that. Will force MOUZ into their first attack timeout, but Spirit have guaranteed worst case tied game at the half, which you're happy about. If they get up towards an 8-4, which does really feel like it is plausible, the run that we're seeing here from Spirit's looking very solid. MOUZ have to put themselves in a lot of real trouble. T-side Spirit on this map as well can be difficult to deal with. Even if they get just a slight lead, that 7-5, that and a pistol could go a long, long way. So I think it's understandable why Cyclone wants to slow this down. He knows it's a little bit of kind of choppy waters here, and try not to capsize.
Many flashes towards mid. Big fight on the cards over there. Just some spam in the end from the CT side. And they will concede it. Soft concede it to MOUZ. Palace is also a spot to keep an eye on what's going on over there. You know, who's going to move first? Who's going to take the bait? Shiro has not moved a muscle. So surely that fight has to come his way. That's what he wants. That's what he should get as the reward. Slow scale up middle. Oh, Zwei moves in. And he actually finds the kill, so works out nicely. Frees them up. Donk. Locking it in. He's too good with it. Far too clean. Absolutely disgusting here. A whirlwind of destruction from Connector. He's left low from his exchanges. Spinks will see him off, but the round in the bag.
Miraculous, isn't it? Spinks, all he can hope is to stay alive here. A 1 versus 4. He's got no chance in it. No option of recovering that bomb or anything of the sort. And there is a flank brewing. Uh-oh. So even saving might be something he's not given the luxury of. And Zwei making sure of it. There is residual cash for a buy, especially because of the loss bonus for MOUZ. But just remember, ladies and gents, this was 4 out of the first 5 rounds that went the way of MOUZ. They were 4-1 up. And look where we are now, 7 on the board. And you can see frustration starting to kick in and celebrations maybe early over towards Spirit, but they're loving life. This is plain sailing. That's their 6th round in a row. 7 in total, of course, but 6 on the trot for them. What a way to end the half. Like I said, that 8th really feels like it's looming because there's not been that much of a response from MOUZ.
Yeah, getting pretty scary, to be honest. Spirit, they are the ones that take some time to scale into this one, but scale well. And MOUZ, again, trying to change up the pace. They will catch 2 with the window play. One of them being Donk, the other being Zwei, who's having a great game here as well. Zontix in con, they know about him. Down he goes. Shiro, now would be a great time to step up. He reveals himself for 1, and they just put a pin in it for now and make sure that he is firmly dealt with. Space created as soon as he shows the whack-a-mole to take his head off. It's all going to be Chopper. 1 versus 4 has to go for this. IGL trying to put his best foot forward, hoping that a free kill comes his way to kick things off here. Flash in. Zertian does charge forwards, but Zertian's enough. Zertian is enough, and MOUZ break that drought. Zertian taking over the round.
Yeah, all 5 for him as well. A really, really nice round from Zertian. Opens and closes. Nobody even else gets a look in. They needed somebody to step up, and my God, does he. But MOUZ still need more in the second half. We're going to go to a little bit of a break. When we are back, we're going to see whether MOUZ can still have life in them to push this to a 3rd. 7-5 at the half. A slim lead, but arguable that it can be very workable on both sides. If MOUZ get a pistol here, we're right back on. On the flip side, if Spirit find it, they can start extending further and further away. So round number 13, first of the half, has a lot of weight behind it, as it usually does, but in this instance, very particularly so. If Spirit find it, they inch closer to taking the 2-0.
Yes, sir. Spy leading the charge here. Whoa, a little dodgy, but he will get the kill. Torji has managed to find one here from the back end of triple and another, actually. Still alive. No one able to close the gap on him. Support flash coming in. And he is completely out of there. So, great round from him individually. Spinks goes on high while they're tracking Torji to punish another kill. That's going to be the bomb dropped by him. Shiro on the P250. Don't do it. Oh, be careful here, guys. Torji with the swings, a little taste of it. They will eventually drop Chopper. P250 can't get it done. And Torji holds the line. A lifeline for MOUZ.
Oh, man, that was a bit of a scrappy one. A little bit ugly. But yeah, you can see it's a real sigh of relief. Torzi steps in a big way. Has the support of Spinks as well. But yeah, Torzi has gone huge there. They needed a bit of a hero. That was getting dicey as they were starting to move out on towards that A site. Smokes were down. There was the chance of the bomb plant, but all denied. I thought maybe Chopper as well. He had the real chance of the double in towards CT, but he just falls flat with the second. For Spy in for Spirits. Don't know how big of a fan I am of this. Brolin, he'll move in and he'll find his. Donk will deliver one of his own, but not before taking a whole heap of damage to the HP.
Chopper. Oh, no. Okay, still gets the kill. Good spot is what I was going to say, and a good find. And he does go down quick to a trade, but it's to be expected with a lack of utility here. Torji, the lone holder, if they take him cleanly, I'm going to try and avoid the connect across. Oh my god, Shiro! You can't be serious. The timing on that is ridiculous. Spinks just takes his eyes off the mark. And he will cross. He will catch the lone A defender. I honestly think you may be safe here.
Yeah, I'm with you. Unless they get a kill more or less immediately. You don't have a kit. I think it looks like Spinks is angling for it and in fact gonna join as well. That is the save. What a response from Spirit. Sort of have no right to win that round. And yet they do. This is why he wants the upgrade of a gun. And Spinks, smart to stick around just to make it as expensive as possible. The silver lining in a bad round. But it's Spirit who once again extend the lead to 2. And they're going to put pressure on. I mean, of course, if you're MOUZ, you have to force buy back in around here. Double eco scenario. Finance is still all over the shop. But losing that is bad. I think, like you said, it comes down to that move by Shiro. Just getting away with it. Gives them the luxury of space and security to plant. 8-6 there, of course, is that force by Scout for Torzi and P9s for Brolin and Assertion. Mass M4, of course, to round it out. Firepower arguably a little bit more favorable over towards that of Spirit. Let's see if they can use it in their favor.
Quiet start as Spirit look to push things over on B. Oh, Torji's here though. It is only the scout, but it's still a tag nonetheless.
Damage.
Yeah, really good damage actually. A failed nade? That was a yellow trajectory line actually, so even more damage coming in. Some of it a bit needless.
Bit of damage in response towards Torzi too. Very tentative here, isn't it? Round number 15. Of course, these rounds really early into the half, especially when we're in the thick of the force buy war, hold incredible amounts of weight. Especially to kind of how the momentum's going to be set, where the control is for the early portion. This move could be everything. You probably favor Jimmy here in the head-to-head with Chopper, but there is that possibility of a trade behind. And if it's a Donk in a head-to-head, that's a different thing. He's taking a step there. He's now known. That's probably not the move he wanted to make. Just being a known quantity, that puts his life at risk. If he was still unknown, it might have been easier, but Torzy, backside door, okay. He nearly cocked the gun for the second, but not to be. And I think once again, MOUZ, you're just safe.
Ah, man. Super tough here. Zontix is going to try and deny the save away as well. Two very, very big kills. Could make all the difference going into the final dying moments of Mirage. That's if Spirit have their way. MOUZ looking to keep it alive and maybe knock on the door of another overtime if it is required. Spinks miles away, should be able to save what he has.
He's good enough now for the save. I don't think they're going to get close enough towards him in Palace to be a real threat. They won't. 9 now for Spirit. 3 ahead, and of course, as that was an investment, Money once again put in a weird spot. Torzy, it's a commendable effort with the damage he's dealt in towards that round, but just not enough to lock down B. So Hero Rifle, saved over by Spinks, is all we wield here. I'd like to see MOUZ just do something a little gimmicky, try and set that rifle up for success in some way, even maybe the pistols just be cannon fodder for him. Looks like that might be the case as well. In towards mid, a molly early and a flash as well to try and keep him at bay. If they just go quick towards B here, the round's basically settled. The bomb's not with them.
Feels a little weird here. They will retrieve that bomb. Eventually. Ah, there you go. No harm, no foul in a round like this. You know, if there was maybe aggression coming their way or something, it could be a different story. Nice little boost up. Spinks doing what he can with that M4. Finds the first kill, and now they just decide to go for a gamble. It will be the B angle alongside the M4, which also commits into the site. So, hoping for a B hit. Jimmy on the information gather, though, and he's going to see there's no one really around. So now they will switch things up and move back towards A.
40 seconds. Smoke down as well. Gives them room to work with. Moving through mid. Just have to be worried about that short player. Spinks is playing in front of the Molotov here. He's going to take the gamble. They're not looking. That's the bomb. Uh-oh. They've crunched in towards mid. What a round for MOUZ to find at this point in the game, no less. Oh, that is such an oversight by Spirit. And it might get worse. Zonti's going to try and nullify the pain in this one, but there's no way. And he probably wants to go down before time. 5 seconds. He's got to be a bit careful here. Is he trying to save? Yes, he is. Are they going to hunt? Surely they are. It doesn't go down, though. He's fortunate in that favor, but what a round for MOUZ to take. The crunch through mid, 2 pistols in through con. The saved rifle of Spinks does a lot of work in this round. And, oh man, Spirit, if they just played it simple. Tilter, like I said, just play it simple. Go for a bit of a push, a rush round. They've got to know that money's in a weird spot. And just try and brute force their way. Obviously, it's easy to say in hindsight, but that is a real tilter to lose.
Yes. A lot of talking, a lot of panic. And I think it is maybe, again, where they just become their own worst enemies. Really, really, really tense. In a lot of these rounds, starting slow. And sometimes there is such a thing as, you know, too slow, too much respect. Whatever kind of angle it is that they're taking, they allow a bit too much room for a faster, looser round. But we'll see here. Full buys from both sides. Maybe the kind of counter-strike that Spirit are looking for. Donk attempts the one-tap, denied. Oh, he gets caught. Spinks with a big kill. And another. There's some trades back, though, from the T side of things. AWP trained and ready. Torji spots another player. The bomb is not here on B, so might have been space for a bomb plant, to be honest. Just a slim window of opportunity. As it happens, it's just Svi making his way down. But again, MOUZ giving so much room. The AWP is trained in and ready. Pete comes in from short. Shiro able to drop him on his trusty AK here. We'll see what he can get done with this over the AWP. 1 versus 3 overall going to be required, of course. Gets the plan. Can he back off here? What does he want to go for? He's just playing in towards the van. Nice and safe, nice and quiet. Well-placed nade could make all the difference. MOUZ not taking any chances. Just still as statues right now. In goes the nade. Softens up Shiro. That's the best they could really hope for with that. They've got kits available. And it's a wall bang. So the softened up Shiro probably does make a difference there. He really could have found that spray down on full HP.
My God, it's close though. Sort of a nice idea in a sense, but really nice crunch that comes through, and it very nearly falls flat. I think it's like just a couple of oversights. Why his clearances of sight were super methodical, but getting hyped up as well. They're giving opportunities now as MOUZ start to find their way back in. 1 round game, but with no money to work with for Spirit. We should be tied. All square, 9 apiece. This might be another map that goes distance potentially, and some more.
Flash round. Rolling close to the smoke. Oh, the spin around and another from him.
Ooh. Wow.
Oh, damn. It's a lower buy round, but Brolin keeps it together with a keen moment. And the game very much alive here. Spirit have lost their mojo right at the tail end. Just as I said, you know, we could be going into the dying moments of Mirage here, but no. It's an extended game. MOUZ are not done just yet.
Aussie loving it, starting to really get fired up. Guns back in play for Spirit. But control of this game is up in the air. That's for title square. It was looking so good for that of Team Spirit, but they've let it slip and they've given a bit of a runway for MOUZ to now work with. Roland tucked in towards Sandwich. Unorthodox angle, not always clear, but the Molotov will make sure of that. He's forced into a fight that he doesn't want to take, and Donk will deliver, as always, as he usually does. And the A-side's taken here. This is a wonderful spot to be in. Bomb can go down, and Donk, oh my God, that is such a ballsy move. I cannot believe he gets away with it. It will be shut down at the second as Torzi looks for a second of his own, which he finds. Of course he does. The third is potentially on the cards, just round that corner. He's trying to bait in the fight as Chopper does not want to take it with a red-hot Torzi, but it's Spinks on the flip side who brings the numbers back in MOUZ's favor. This round slipping, potentially, but these two have got to step up, make that one. Zontic's got to do it all alone.
Oh, big. So big.
Look at the patience.
All the tap on the bomb. There's no time. There's no time. There's no time. And he's done enough. Oh, my goodness. He does live the bomb, but all the way down to the wire. And it's finally Spirit putting another one back up.
Great patience, isn't it? Great patience from Zontix. That kill, jumping up on towards boxes too. So necessary. Torzi was so blind there as well. Incredible instincts looking at that from his POV. Donk giving it back a little bit, of course. Torzi getting loud, and Donk, well, we know this kid has the vocal cords to make things feel a lot more pressured as they are now. Third and final timeout taken by Spirit as Hallie has a few words of wisdom to throw over, but still a better spot in general for MOUZ. As much as Spirit have the lead, sure, finances look a little better on that CT side. Maxon has to come into play for Zwei. They got money to buy in towards this one, and basically the next one as well, with Torzy sitting on 6.8. So Spirit, if they're going to do this and build up some consecutive rounds on the board, they've got to do it the hard way. And they're going to go quicker. Look at the pace, but it's paced straight in towards the scope of Torzy, who continues to be such a menace. He's really warming up in these rounds, and Zerchin will support as Wise Mach 10 cut short.
Zontix. Oh, Zontix. Big kill from Shiro. Zontix is finding his way through the smoke here. He's bumping. Oh, he finds the head.
Oh my God.
Anymore. The odd shot misses. Zontix. Spray lands. He will be dealt with. But he's created the space, allows the bomb to go down. Shiro, the nade, misses him, taking a wide swing of his own. Oh my goodness, the confidence, overconfidence maybe leaves Chopper to do it all by himself. Torzy wanted nothing to do with the market action. He's gone for a super long flank. And Chopper might just have heard a footstep. He seemed to have a reactionary move towards short here. Low HP is an easy deal, but now it reveals his location. Playing in and around Get Right. Will it get a new name here? A firm hold coming in from Jimmy. Oh, the spam is enough. The spam is enough, and Chopper takes them over the line for 11. He might just have netted the most important kill of the series.
Yeah, that's a big moment from Chopper, leading by example in that 1 versus 2 and stepping up in a huge way. Heroics in through market door, has to be said. Wild moves there. Maybe an overswing from Shiro that made life a little difficult, but I do wonder how different that round would have looked if the short jump had been made. And of course, noise would have still been made, but it would have been there a hell of a lot quicker. Still, a 2-round buffer that Spirit hold on to now. And they're 2 rounds away from the map and the series in their favor. Another full blind kill for Torzy. His raw instincts are incredible. But I mean, Zontix, this whole maneuver is so wild. The fact that he gets away with a second is crazy.
Kitchen! Dad, I need people to me.
Oh, yeah. Frustration's kicking in there. Or Zerchin. 9 rounds for MOUZ. 11 for Spirit. And they're so damn close now. They can basically taste success in this one, and overcoming this round would probably seal the deal. It's the last of the residual cash for MOUZ. That wallet now left empty, so you lose this one here, your chances dwindle to next to naught. Now or never for the CT side to stay alive in the map and the series and extend that lifeline. He's not going to be aware, Donk.
Oh, toes. Zerchin goes a bit early, though. Whether he was aware or not, there wasn't much in it, not much to see. So I think nerves all round. You can definitely feel it. Previous round, a couple moments like that for Spirit, to be honest. Donk remains ever unbothered, as seems to be the trend. You know, I just enjoy playing Counter-Strike, most of these youngsters are saying. And they just so happen to be pretty damn good at it. Zwei tagged up massively, but still stands. Is there space for this bomb to get in? One smoke at jungle is really all that stops them, but they're just all taking peeks, all taking shots. Torzy chimes in. Donk looking for his moment to strike. Looking for his moment to strike. Has he been seen? Surely, I mean, they know about him now. He's just being a thorn in the side. Can't find that kill, and somehow MOUZ are getting all of these in, man. What is going on? Nobody on Spirit able to find a frag. They found the crazy one above the smoke. I thought, okay, here we go, chaos, pandemonium. But it's MOUZ that come out on top.
It's a really, really nice round to be taken. Just the fact that it's so clean. Torzy really trying to will them through this. It's a great round though, isn't it, man? They just shut them down. Well, feels like, again, so effortlessly.
I fucking tech him, bro. Oh my god, man. Fuck this shit. Keep it up, guys.
10 to 11. Money shot for Spirit. Swing round successful for MOUZ means the Econ swings their way. A deagle for Donk and Shiro is as good as it gets. So we're going the full distance, or maybe we're not. We have to see that from Donk's perspective in the replay. He was moving from what we saw just there. Poor Jimmy. That's a nut shot. And it's why you can never get too comfortable in rounds like this. Donk, and also, in all fairness, Shiro on the Deagle can be a real menace to deal with.
Zertian also a bit fearful, checking between his angles. They've heard him, I think, and they're looking to get the timing here. Oh, he swings in, and they will trade him. A keen 1-for-1 is pretty good. They get the gun, or at least try to, and get out of there. They actually don't recover the gun, so at least there is that for the CT end. But where is this bomb going? Oh, they're pulling away a bit from A as well. A swap up of positions. There is a window to abuse here. Brolin will look back. Could be anywhere at this point. Chopper on his trusty Glock, I think, is just going to try and draw some attention to get this bomb out through Palace. 30 seconds in which to do it. Brolin, though, is now doing what Zertian was doing, checking all the angles. Doesn't quite know where to look. He spotted one Palace player, but the bomb has yet to reveal itself. Shiro forfeits his life completely. Chopper has got his hands onto the M4. The dink lands. Spinks manages to stay cool, but the bomb will go down here. That's maybe all they're going to get unless Zontix can clutch up. Not going to happen. In from the side comes Torji. Ooh, edgy of seat stuff, but MOUZ will get it.
Yeah, very dicey. The game tied square again. These two sides continue the battle back and forth, and it's still so hard to make a prediction. Oh, that's such a disgusting drive-by. Feels like he didn't even get time to sort of counter-strafe there, but that's classic Donk. 11-0. Anybody's game. And ever being frank, it feels like it's unlikely to be settled in regulation. We had a beautiful overtime in map number 1. This could be more of the same. Chopper will get on over towards Delpan. Should be considered here, but will he get cleared? The flash over is beautiful. The flash is great, but Chopper can't make it a second. He still spotted 2 in towards short, though. So that's good information for Spirit to work with as he now calls from the grave.
Severely split across the map at the moment. They will start to group back up. It looks like it's going to be that A finish. But again, MOUZ have got to put their resources in the right place. And I don't know, some well-placed smokes here. It feels like this setup is hoping more for some mid-play. But they're just keeping it simple. Execute over the top. They'll go through the smoke. Torji to play patiently. He does have some support from jungle, but it's smoked off. The short player also smoked off. Torji falls. And with that, your control of the site also going to go. They're expecting a bit of a lurk, but again, keeping it simple. Brolin misses the mark to drop the bomb. They're so low. I mean, Shiro's 1 HP, to be absolutely fair. Zvi finding his also left low. A couple bullets make all the difference, but it's Spirit with a simple round after all this complication to find number 12.
A hit towards the A site. All they're looking for in that one. Spinks will save the AK. Of course, they can buy in towards the next. I mean, that won't be an issue, but it's just the fact that it's now map series point Team Spirit. And like you said, just a few bullets the difference, honestly. Zwi, 15 points of HP. Shiro, 1. Fortune favors Spirit in that one. And they're now so close. They've got no timeouts to call on that Spirit side. They've just got to go straight back into it. That's a really good round to follow from. A real confidence booster. And the real tilter, as you can see. While Spirit don't have timeouts, MOUZ do. Their third and final. Their last one is Cyclone. Enters back on. They've already taken it to overtime once. Fell short, sure, but they got themselves there. That's the narrative that they want to bring in towards this round. We've done it once before, we can do it again, and we've already had a good streak of our own in this half not too long ago. Let's chalk it up to being a fluke. back underway. What
Here we
potentially
go.
could be the final round.
All to play for, as it always is here at Cologne. Semi-finals await versus quarterfinals. You're still through, but it'd be a lovely scalp to be taking here as well. Spirit in clean fashion. Sets you up in pretty good stead, doesn't it? You'd feel nice and confident to slay one of your demons. But we'll see. There's time for more Counter-Strike if MOUZ have their way. Mid-control looks good. What are they going to do with it? Getting in connector, see if there's anybody hanging around. Not the case. Severe, severe bolster of this A bomb site right now, by the way. So if they've read this well, Spirit could walk into a weakened B. There will be Xertion moving round eventually as the round goes on, but now they've left the mid area a little vulnerable. But we got a push from Brawlin. There's little bits all over the shop right now.
So why is drawing attention towards B? Oh, hang on. Xertion, he goes for a double check in towards mid and he spots Chopper in towards connector, and this might now change thing. There was a real information drain right at the start of this round. Neither side had anything ready to work with Zwei trying to go it alone here. He's trying to get in the backlines, and he is. Oh, it's a timing play. I don't know if it's going to work in his favor. It won't. And same for Donk as well. So it's all on the shoulders of Shiro and Zontix. 2 versus 5. 20 seconds, surely no chance in hell. Shiro gonna go have a look. It's Zontix here. He's got the bomb as well, so he's got to go. He's trying to find Brolin, and he does. But Torzi's here. Bomb dropped. 7 seconds, no chance. And Shiro seen off. MOUZ are not done just yet.
Oh! Guys, just dig in for the mid one.
Just pure let it out from Torzi there. Man alive, I can't imagine just playing under these circumstances in this atmosphere. Another overtime. And surely not going to let it fall through your fingers again. But you never know. Ooh, you never know. That's not a great sign.
Donk on the orb.
Based on the spawn, I think. Oh, yes. And the trigger discipline, he spotted him.
Yeah.
And he's just so cool with it. It's already in his head, I think, that it's like, right, I can't keep taking the hard shots. Just make them easy, but they all look easy.
Shiro, take a seat, Sunshine. We've got our new AWP. Lovely little two-piece. I love the lurk here from Zontix too. Doesn't need to do anything drastic. It's just an insurance policy and also just trying to cause a little bit more of a ruckus. They have creep past him though.
Oh my god.
So maybe a little too slow, a little too patient. But the round's settled already. Nothing MOUZ can do.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe hoping that there was like a bomb lagging behind a little bit or something and they could have done anything else with this round, but not going to happen. Just have to let it go. It does always feel a bit weird. Do you want to save in the overtime? We talk about that quite a lot, but just futile, isn't it, really? Especially on this CT side, sometimes it is a consideration just because money can get away from you slightly. All the same. Spirits find themselves number 13. Is it going to be a similar sort of case we saw on Ancient? The pressure was relieved and they thrived in the slightly different parameters that overtime brings.
Yeah.
So MOUZ have got a lot of work to do and again not able to find that first to the OT.
Yeah, and this is sort of what happened as well with that first map where it was Spirit unable to close it out, but when they got into overtime, they took a lot of control. And they did make it look so smooth. It's going to be more of the same. Donk looking to go back-to-back rounds, starting well, but a smoke down bottom con will just keep him at bay, and a flash over that he doesn't want any part of. Oh my, Chopper is so lucky. The second nade doesn't see him off either. Very fortunate.
Small reset after a chaotic start. Shiro just trained for the boost, if anything. Really, really, really ready for this fight here. So Spinks, you have to be careful. Feels inevitable that at some point he will move away. So who bites first? Oh, it is Spinks, you know. Dink through the corner of the wall. You can see the bullet hole, but Shiro, he had a clearer shot. And he capitalizes. Now the burst on towards B. They do have to watch themselves. I was going to say because there's two still here, but it doesn't matter. Donk and Shiro taking over. Brolin alone. He will fall. And Spirit hitting 14. 2 more rounds.
The dynamic duo, man. When they start playing like that, it doesn't matter what you bring to the table of your MOUZ. You cannot compete. Timeout taken. Cyclone again, of course. All three, both sides used in regulation, but you got an extra one heading in towards OT, which MOUZ use early, but very understandably so. If Spirit go 3 for 3 in this first half of overtime, I cannot fathom a way that MOUZ can recover to a second OT. So they've got to get at least one here. Give them some level of a foundation. But my God, these two have such a blind of a round. Donk, brilliant for 2. Shiro, again, so secure. Yeah, I feel you. That's the face of a man who has to face off against those two. What can you do? They're just so quick.
And you just have to keep it together, you know what I mean? You cannot let the sort of outbursts and, you know, the little comments that you might want to make. Why didn't we do this? Why didn't we do that? Have to
rein yourself back.
Unfortunately, let it happen and just be like, okay, go next.
Ooh.
Shiro, not that fast. Brolin will take him on a dry peek in towards the ramp. So there you are, exactly what the doctor ordered.
Yeah, it's a nice move. It's unorthodox, and it completely catches them off guard. I really do like that. Nice little play. I think this is a really solid way for MOUZ to put pressure back on towards Spirit. If they play them at just a standard default round, we know that Spirit are looking red hot right now. But wait, Donk's still alive. There's always still a chance. 23 and 20. Again, you know, for Donk, it's one of those maps where it's not lights out, but that's just by his standards. You know, we're just so used to him getting 30 kills and a 2 KD. 23 and 20 still very commendable. The numbers he's putting up looking good. Torzi, missed shot. New boy Azwai finds him unscathed.
That is round 27 fatigue for sure.
Ooh.
There will be the trade back at the very least, but the bomb itself... Thinking about A, I mean, he was up short, so maybe just seeing what Zwei could create. Donk on the edge of the smoke. Somehow wins out. Spinks though, unchecked, takes the bomb. Could he have gone for a bit more? Chopper trades it. Donk, cheeky, very cheeky to try and get away with that. Chopper going to get this bomb down, but he doesn't survive any longer than that. Oh, man. A chaotic kind of end to the round there, and I think indeed a bit of... long game, been playing your respective sides for about 20 years now.
Yeah.
A change up needed, I think, for sure.
I think you're absolutely right. You know, wind blowing out of them a little bit, but they go for a bit more of an unorthodox play, and it works. Complete oversight, unfortunately, by Zontix as he's crossing. And Donk, he tries a bold move. I don't even hate it.
Nice, boys! Nice one, Nicely!
Torzi. Just trying to motivate. He does everything right in that sense. Spirit, gonna call for their overtime timeout. Still, this is exactly the same spot that we were in map number 1. And from this position, Spirit got 2 in a row. They now head into what a lot of people would say is the more favorable CT side as well. So, Spirit, what have you got for us? Have you got a response? Have you got a rebuttal? Or will MOUZ tie this game up once again? It's been a relentless back and forth, and you've spoken about it. Fatigue starting to play a real factor, it feels, in this one. A long map number 1, and as long on a map number 2 thus far. That 4D chess can be weary on the mind.
Spirit played this super turtle shell style during regulation. I'd be curious to know now, given they have a bit more money, if they want to try and mix things up. It does seem, again, though, they're just going to let the action come to them. Mid control to come round here. Torji trained in. Spinks holding B. He will get some support from Jimmy. So maybe a short pincer would be the game plan here. And it does seem, to be honest, with a lot of players towards connector and short itself, that Spirit are in a pretty good spot to deal with this. Zontix just goes digging, gets his info, catches them all with nades in hand. Nearly 2 for Donk. Not quite, but he sets it up all the same. Bombs hit the deck. And there's no B split if the bomb's not with you. The second part of the attack can't really do too much about this. So looking very, very good now for Spirit. 30 seconds left and they have to come to you.
Just gonna keep peppering Ute around this corner as well. Spinks, something special needed from him. And what has he got for us? Well, he got the sport of Gym Fat for the first. That'll help. Up on the corner, but Jimmy cut short there. Just a couple to his name. And once again, look at the position we find ourselves in. Map, and now series point over towards Spirit. And in the exact same sort of fashion that we saw in towards map number 1. Great individual brilliance. I think Zontix was super well in towards short there. And sure, same for him. He's been such a secure factor late in towards this game. A little quiet in the early parts for damn sure. But as this map has progressed, he's warmed up more and more. Map and series point Spirit.
Okay, Xertion will open up. Pretty rough for Shiro there, but it is going to happen once in a while. They'll see if they can turn this into anything now. They know Zontix has liked a bit of freedom over at short. Tip of the head. Need to follow up. Not going to do anything. The one big thing to watch is Zvi in behind.
Yeah.
He could get really good timing here. They've left the bomb away from the group. Oh, man. You can't be serious. They move into him as well. I thought maybe the timing was just off. He's dropped the bomb, but now it's a big question. You know, what do I do from here?
The flank as well.
Deep behind enemy lines. So deep, and he just gets caught jumping up. So maybe crisis averted for now. It has bought some time for Spirit, but they still find themselves a man down.
I'm going to go back to A, it seems, right? No one's here. Spirit, you got to rotate over now, make a move. Or we're playing retake at a numbers disadvantage, and the disadvantage gets even worse. Chopper going to get caught. All down to 2. Donk and Zontix. The 2 have played together for such a long time, and they're going to gamble towards this B site. It's a gamble that will not pay off. As MOUZ move into A and move forward to a 14th. Nothing that can be done here. Just a couple of small things that go wrong for Spirit. And a couple of moves by MOUZ where you can maybe argue they even get a little fortunate. All that matters is they converted all the same. 15 to 14. So on one side, a 2-0 in this first overtime for Spirit. Taking Mirage. On the other side, double overtime, and it gets completely reset again.
Yeah, I mean, sticking to the same kind of style on the Spirit side, Zvi does well to get in behind, but like I say, what the hell does he actually do from there?
Yeah.
But I think the Spirit CT side just feels a little readable. And again, there is going to be a degree of looseness to MOUZ. Overtime removes the money effect, which I think is a really, really big deal. And that just allows, in the back of your mind, especially as a high-level player, less pressure, less double guessing. If you've got a good spawn, if you feel like you got a good moment, you're a bit more likely to go for it. And I think Spirit's rigid style can get picked apart by moves like that.
Sure. Well, final round of this overtime. That question still looms. 2-0 or OT2? All down to round number 30 to find out. Looking to close it right at the tail end for Spirit. A slower start by them. Shiro went down very early in that previous round, and they kind of needed him. This time, they'll change things up, and Zonk's going to go up on high as well. He's been getting a lot of info in through mid, and not always going in his way in terms of winning out the fights, but getting info nonetheless. But look at this, bit of a group towards B. 3 players in this direction. They don't need to commit to apps here, though. They could very easily rotate in through under. It looks like they're going to have a little poke and prod. Just see what the response is for now.
Oh, that's actually a much bigger nade than I thought it would be. Goodness. Molotov as well. By a lot of time, 45 seconds. But utility over A. Oh, and they bought it. They've bought it. Oh no, Zontix. The smoke in. I don't think it's really going to be enough to stop them, unfortunately. There is the rotation here. Maybe it's bought enough time. They know about Zontix. Chopper in the back end of the site, though. Ooh, he sells his teammate down the river. Zontix fallen. Chaos ensuing here. Hot feet gives his position away. Donk in for one trade, but he's dealt with by the AWP. And surely another overtime here, unless the speed and ferocity of Shiro in particular can keep them alive. Zwei, though, new boy on the block, as we've talked about many a time. He has bailed them out of a number of situations. It's been another great time to come alive. They know the vague location of these final 2 players. Zwei looking to thread the needle. Can he get the timing on Jimmy? Oh, he kind of does, but he doesn't land the spray down. Neither does Jimmy, to be fair. So it's not easy. Not easy to get in. Shiro can't find it. He will fall. Zwei, they know about him now, and surely dead to right. Shadow spotted, but he doesn't notice it. And another overtime needed.
Oh, man. This game's still got life left in it, but unfortunately, big oversights there. I think, you know, Chopper's moving away as well. Sold his teammate down the river, and sure, if you're going to do that, at least get the kill behind it. But no, he ticked in that molly, and that cost him his life. Well played, though, from MOUZ. I think that's so well set up in that post plan. Huge sigh of relief for them, but we're completely reset. Double OT now in this map, and equally as hard to predict, but it starts well for Zertian. Swing and a fight onto Donk, no less. What a way to kickstart things in round number 31. You want to get out the gates early, and that's the perfect way to do so.
Yeah, the pendulum swinging their way, I think, and you can feel that at the moment. Chopper watches for the boost up, and a keen find. So MOUZ may be getting giddy, maybe getting excitable, trying to see what moves they can get away with. And they will bring it back down, reset the pace, and try and find the best possible spot for this bomb. It does look like, as well, starting to buy a bit more of an A play. We have Shiro on the AWP. They're not really paying any attention to apartments right now. Jimmy as well, looking for good timing to sell yet another fake. It worked for them in the previous round to get them here. Oh, he's close. It's a gun difference, maybe. The AWP trained in, meanwhile, dropping the bomb. 30 seconds, and now Shiro just has to buy a bit of time. He knows, surely, only 2 here. Support flash in. Looking for a bit more. The no-scope. Shiro drops the bomb.
That's it.
He doesn't need any help. He doesn't need any help.
No way. No way. Shiro. A quiet start to this map, but my god, has he come alive late, as we've been saying, and there's another example of it. All Jimmy can do is save, right? He just didn't have time to get over there to even fathom the idea of recovering this round. It's one man's antics, but it's a superstar showing from Shiro. Stoic as ever. But that was special. They were looking really dicey there. The first, fair enough. The second is so well isolated, and the no-scope just for fortune to favor him. Brilliant work. Advantage, again, to Team Spirit. Inability to close it out right now. They've had 2 chances at map and series point, both of which fumbled. If you go 0 for 3, and they can't convert double overtime, you've got to start really leaning towards MOUZ, just in terms of the mental game.
Alrighty. Let's see a big moment from Shiro. Gonna need some assistance to get this one over the line. Slow creep up here. Torji. Ready and waiting for this peak to come in. Zontix just sort of switching up the angles. Whoa! The double jump. Goodness me. That's a risky move. He nearly goes down for that.
Very nearly. We saw MOUZ do a contact play in towards ramp that put them towards overtime. Might be more of the same as Donk's on that corner. He might have a little look in here and oh, he's gonna lose it. You always favor him in those sort of situations, but a labored spray from him. Spink trying to make his way out. There is still support of Zwei up close, but he'll be burned a little bit. He's got to do something a bit special. It does get one before dropping, so you could argue job done. On the cross as well. Shiro trying to stick around, but he misses opportunity. Hang on, though.
The fire getting in the way. What's
Chopper.
going on here? Chopper, he could have denied the bomb plant. He just didn't know how good he had it, but it's still a big kill. Still a very big kill here.
They've got to know where he is now, surely. Especially on this plant. They haven't got the util. That's the one thing that kills Spirit here. No smoke or flash to force a fight, so Jimmy can play time, he can play patience, and we know this is something that the young Finn has. Tap on towards the bomb, or a stick, may I say. Well, how's that internal clock? Oh, it's wrong, mate. It does not chime, and they will get the defuse and the kill behind it, just to make it all the more sweeter. Close. And Jimmy, he has to take a gamble there. He himself so low, he can't afford not to. But it's a gamble that doesn't pay off. That's back-to-back rounds for Spirit. And a timeout called for MOUZ again.
Sometimes you need the alarm bells to ring, and a player like Jimmy's just not got him, it feels like, you know, which sometimes is beneficial, other times maybe too cold. Timeout coming in. It's a tough call. It's a bit annoying to be on the end of as well. Try and call their bluff, but they're just playing the simple game. If only I'd swung. Oh, this guy was low. It all starts to stack up, and they are again down by 2, by the way. So rinse and repeat of that first bout of overtime. Timeout comes in. They're able to just slowly turn it around. So they are again looking to at least get one here and not have the dreaded 3 rounds in a row.
Sure. Heat in. Just takes a pop shot out of hope. Nothing there. Similar vein that where we were in first OT with the opening 2 rounds go the way of Spirit, and it's looking towards MOUZ just to make sure they have something in this first half. Cannot afford for it to be 3 for 3 for Spirit.
Just smokes all over. Anything that you can do behind them. Shiro watching for a play in towards window. Zwei has found a spam. Kind of the worst way to die in such a tense round. Donk, meanwhile, with the resmoke. I think that might hit the player in there. So he gets a bit of information. Quick moves coming in, though. Oh, my goodness. And this has indeed not gone well. Zontix stays calm. Gets them the man advantage back. Just needs to live it here. Just needs to live it. Oh, my goodness. Oh, scrolling through. He's down to the P250, but he still gets the kill all the same. And Torji left to clutch it up. He's got that bomb down. There's nobody coming in from CT. They're all on the same angle. He just has to figure that out, and I don't think he has. The gap is going to close, and surely not on an AWP can he get this done. But they don't consider him massively. He's just not thinking about it, hoping that they get on the bomb, and then he can play around that. But again, much more simple from Spirit than you would expect.
3 for 3, and again, advantage in the court of Spirit. Now just 1 round away. And MOUZ, it was very, very ugly. I think Zontix does so well in that round, though. Under pressure, and it doesn't seem to bother him at all, as is usually the case with Zontix, to be fair. 18 to 15. Map and series point. And they've got 3 of them. Surely, from this sort of a spot with a flawless first half, unlosable for Spirit. And yes, maybe that is me trying to cast the curse this, because this has been an incredible game of Counter-Strike so far. One of those ones you don't want it to end, but at some point it's got to. A slower roll and heavy, heavy mid-presence by MOUZ here. 2 towards Con, 1 short. They're going to go looking for an information play. As Horsey falls off the angle, this under push becomes more and more of an issue.
Yeah, something that I think could definitely be unexpected. Gonna have to do something with their spots at the moment. Spinks seems to have an idea as they've gotten themselves up to the top end of short. It also makes sense. So much top mid info. Donk's little toes taken off. Sertian, spotting shadow. Chopper after him. Flash comes in, he turns into it. It's so awkward here. They just desperately want to hold on to the man advantage, and they will do so. Meanwhile, in the apartment, Svi creeping in, not going to check it, and Jimmy takes the kill. Looking good here, 5 on 3. Sertian up on the bricks. Chopper gets it on the entry, though. That's a big find. Brolin, though, he cuts them down, and Shiro will be left up against 4 in total. He's got the bomb on back. Tiny bits of info going quick towards jungle. He looks good for it. 15 seconds. Oh, they let him cross. They're going to give him the space. They're going to give him the respect, and I think that is wise. Torji, will he let him plant even to fake out? But Torji is not afraid. Oh, well-timed peek. The shot does miss, but there's nothing you can do about the round now. He'll take the kill with him on the way out, but surviving here, MOUZ.
Not done. Not dead just yet. Also going to be called by Spirit this time. Just want to make sure, want to see this off. Couple of oversized, couple of unorthodox angles. I do think Zontic should have traded there on towards Brolin. He's good to get away with a second. Yeah. An annoying angle to go down to. Only 2 ways about it. And there's been a couple of those that MOUZ have been thrown in there, and it's traditionally catching Donk, in all fairness, when he's trying to move through under. It's a position he likes to play through. And they're doing as much as they can to nullify him. Again, it's one of those sort of maps out from Donk where it's not an incredible showing as we're so used to, but, you know, still 26 and 27. Still got 26 kills, and he's still been very crucial to a lot of the success. I think Shiro, for me, he's been the real star of this map, especially late in towards the map. Off the back of a slow start to where he is now, it's been a nuts run. Single-handedly has given them a lot. That flash is huge. Damage dealt. Donk traded. Nulled at just the 1 kill, which is pretty good for MOUZ.
Oh, I don't know how I feel about this. Out of ideas, rushing in. Shiro just drops the bomb so he doesn't lose it and then gives his life away.
Yikes.
Is that a round? Like, come on. What the hell, Spirit?
That's sloppy, isn't it?
Yes. Through a smoke. Disjointed. Solo moves. I don't know. It speaks for itself. When you're this deep into a series and a map, sometimes you might have that, but if you're trying to be one of the best in the world, you need to keep it together. Unless we're looking at some long con conditioning. But that's maybe just me reading into it a bit much. That wasn't a great round.
Yeah, I do think you're right, though. That was a real ugly round to watch. Not one that instills a lot of confidence in you. And you've already struggled twice to see off map and series point. And with a 3-0 buffer, if you're unable to close it, I've got to then look to MOUZ pushing us towards a third, surely. Going towards A. There's 3 players here ready for this fight. It didn't work out too nicely in the last when they tried to go for a bit more of a contact, quicker play. And this time a bit of Utah will come forth, but How they deal. First fight, it's got to be Brolin, and it doesn't go well for him, but the quick trade from Donk is good. Zontic's also caught. Oh, insertion. He'll line up both. So it's Donk in a 1 versus 4 and an 8 clutch required. And he's won these before on this map, but surely this one has no legs behind it. It looks like a triple overtime is going to be required unless we see another one of those rounds. And MOUZ makes sure that is not the case. Oh man, Spirit, how have they let it slip again?
It was some kind of a condition as well, right? Because they go for another A play with just some slight changes to it, but little things. Molotov doesn't reach Dark. Or at the very least, they don't pay attention to the fact that a guy could have been there. And the big one for me is not watching that smoke run out. Super common. You see what happens. They will be punished. And MOUZ stay alive. Boost up here. Try and find that first. No one playing into Con. But yeah, just super telegraphed. And one thing that MOUZ have decided to change up here is the fact that they're dropping a lot of mid control. Just letting it go the way of Spirit. Trading that for heavy A, deeper A information, as you can see here in this round. They also got the Palace information even.
Oh.
Timing will just miss that.
I think he may have spotted the barrel. The way.
I'm not sure.
Sure is posted. And that comes over. We'll just tag up ever so slightly on towards Jimfat. Right out there by Zertian, but the Molotov going to make his life very awkward. If he can get a kill before falling, that'd be nice, but not a luxury that he's given it. Zwei is alone with the bomb here. I don't know how much I love this. He cannot afford to fall because recovering is going to become so difficult, and hence why he's now going to get the support of Zontix.
Yeah, screws the scaling massively. They really have to go for a weird mid-round here. They're actually going to start taking the bomb towards B, which for a moment there, it was clear. But the bomb just not fast enough. Chopper tagged and chipped and chunked, but lives to fight another day. Donk. Solo move. Takes a dink. Nade. Oh, doesn't finish the job. He will still get the kill with the bullets. All right, ridiculous. Missed shot in from Torchi as well. He's got so many angles to check there. All around him. Jimmy can't chime in, and Torji just missing out on a couple of kills. It will get the better of him, and a weird looking round, but one that Spirit make work.
Yeah, again, I think for Spirit, it's just that thing of at least we've got something. After a pretty woeful T-side in OT2, finally getting something over the line. Oh man, that sigh of relief. Chopper getting loud. It's really what you love to see. I was so worried that mentally they might have boomed off the back of a pretty rough showing of things in that previous half. Chopper, he's the first to fall though. Just a raw fight on towards Spinks. You're always going to favor Spinks in that fashion. If I need to be careful. Drop some molly and a smoke, but it's why you're going to find a response.
A little faster to begin with at the very least. So some change-ups happening here. For an overtime, you know, we usually expect the chaos to come out, but both of these teams just showing their professionalism, if nothing else, to keep the quality of the Counter-Strike the same as regulation. Zontix will get hit by the nade, but there's nobody around to really stop him. Mid-control coming back in for Spirit.
Under a minute now. Bomb is towards A, and that would be the right call, judging by what the setup is currently. It's Donk alone on this lurk. How well can he react to Torsi in the AWP, I think, is the big question. 25 seconds.
What? Hello?
No move as well. This is really quite wild. They're going towards A, and they're going slow, so it's given time for Brolin to rotate over, and Brolin spotted one, but it will be at the cost of his life. Zontix, a nice reaction. Molly down, but what do they expect? A second, the answer to that being no, and Shiro gonna fall. Oh, and Torsi gets two. Last man at Donk, you're way too far away. That's going to be MOUZ in for the response. He'll get a consolation, but that is all it will be. 19 all. And MOUZ back to winning ways.
I don't believe it, man. They like abandoned A completely for like 15 seconds.
Yeah.
And I think maybe realized whatever info they had was a bit false or wrong, or maybe two players rotated when it should have just been one, and they catch each other. But
Yeah.
for a second there was a really big window for Spirit to just get the bomb down. I think it's one of those as well. It just confuses you, doesn't it? Like, where the hell is everybody? Where do we look? And they were lacking utility, but just didn't know how to deal with that situation. Torji stepping up. But we'll see if that continues. 19-19 for the first time. MOUZ are able to battle back early on into the battle of overtime. Flash comes in. It's good. Doesn't blind everybody, but catches at least one. Donk is there for the trade. He eats so much damage. Even numbers, but health bars not looking good. And once again, it flattens off. MOUZ liking a bit of mid-aggression, it would seem, at the moment.
Yeah, I think you're right. And it's working for the most part, isn't it? Even if it's just an information gather, it's working. They're going to go for a gamble towards B. And at least for the time being, feeling like it could be the right call, but the bomb is falling away. In fact, is he ready for this? No, he's not. Zwei, it's a fantastic move. Innate timing, excellent. If that goes round, it shouldn't do too much desertion, and it won't. There is a molly that he's got to wield as well. Zwei, just his presence alone is a nuisance. But the bomb's going to come over to join. 35 seconds. They fell flat. Last round from this sort of spot. And it could be the same. Shiro, first to fall to the hands of Torzi. Xerxia making a move, but Zwei, he might get caught, and he will. And now what do you do? If you're Donk, bomb on his back, but now he's all alone as well. Oh man, this is falling apart again. 1 versus 3, 15 seconds and an AWP for the Prodigy. 10 seconds, and it probably the luxury of a plant is not even something he'll be gifted here. He's looking for the fights. Timer's gone. Xerxia sees him off. Another great round for MOUZ, but as much as we say great, we've probably got to say another really poor one for Spirit. 2 back-to-back rounds where they overcomplicate it massively.
Yeah, I mean, you have these, like, monster players. Just use them, man.
Yeah.
You know, and I think they're really separating everybody out, making life as difficult as possible in places there. So, yeah, I'm not really sure. It seems to be crumbling a little bit. Been in the simulation too long. Ali trying to get them out, but the only way out is to win or to die. And they, for the first time now, are going to lose the lead. It has been MOUZ battling back in these overtimes quite a lot.
I mean, it is an absolute ridiculous game. And there's still the potential of a third map, which is the kind of the craziest thing about it. We might have a lot more Counter-Strike to bring you. Unless Spirit can recover. But like I said, you know, as we headed in towards our second overtime, there's already been 2 chances for Spirit. Now 3 chances for them to close out the map in the series. Now that we're here, I think they've squandered those chances. I think MOUZ have got that mental fortitude to see it in their favor. Missed shot by Shiro on the trade. So Spink's given the luxury of escape, something he definitely felt that it was not worthwhile for. How has he got out of it?
Big find. Really, really big find. Straight after the timeout as well, you know, it's just going to sap the energy. It's a very good question you raised, but it is also something that they were really liking in the last CT side that they had here on the Spirit end. That ramp aggression. Speaking of, Donk going to look for some aggression of his own. There's no one on the other side of it. 50 seconds. Taking a leaf out of the MOUZ book. He's just got to guess correctly here. Xerxia tucked in. Donk. Going walkabouts. He's not been seen. He's not been spotted. He will maybe gather information. There's no one at the top end of B, but will it come in time? Good Molotov. Really good Molotov. We got Zontix on another one as well. Would be nice to back that up, but he's going to try and take the peek. Flash comes in. It's so dodgy, as is the spray. Oh, man. Shiro missing his shot. And now the floodgates have opened. The charge in towards A begins. We've got a big flank coming in from Donk. Got to buy time to allow him to get in position. Bomb plant going to come in. Can he pull this off? Good for one. Gonna need a few more than that, young man. Checking his angles here. Not quite. On to the second, but he will keep it going. Chopper's gone down. The AK retrieved. And Donk keeps it going. Slow but sure. Pushes forwards. Now left in the 1 versus 1 to find a key round. Zertian denies. 21 rounds for MOUZ. And Donk can be stopped.
Oh my god, that was nearly another Donk classic, but not to be cut short at the final moment. But over fight and over face, Zontix, you've got to do better there. Has to get at least one. He's flashed in, and you can see a deer in headlights. He just doesn't know where to look. He threads the needle between the both of them, and it's damage dealt to both, but he would have been better off just getting the kill, just having something to fall back on. 21-19, map point MOUZ. Oh, Spirit, how we have fumbled this, how we've let it slip. And MOUZ are not normally aside from a spot like this and an advantage to squander it. I said it in OT number 2, and I can reiterate it now. They have 3 chances to close it out. If you get to a 4th, MOUZ will take it because of the mental. That's exactly what is happening here. Zertian for 1. Brolin, one of his own as well. Chopper needed a double, but he can't quite get it. And it's Zontix left with it all to do to deny. A 1v3 required. Make that a 1 versus 2. Oh, and spam through the boxes. Oh, hang on. Zontix, life in the map still, but he's tagged so low. And they down, but he can't find it. Jimmy, ice cold as he swings through a HE. MOUZ, they've pushed us to map number 3. Who would have thought?
Absolutely unbelievable here on Mirage, but just a little more creativity.
Headstrong and said, even when they lost an entire half flawlessly in overtime, still saying, we've got a chance, we can respond. And they did. So, 3rd and final map underway here in this series. We've had a marathon of a game. And will this be more? 4 overtimes so far across 2 maps. But new ground of overpass, haven't played it since the new patch.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what they may well have cooked up here. As I think it'd probably be the first game that we've checked in with some super high level teams. Flashing towards short. No one there. Spink's trying to thread the needle, but no. Zontix says no, and it will be the advantage for Spirit.
Back towards 8. In through bar from a smoke, front side of sight to try and keep them at bay. But I mean, Zertian is absolutely flying here. Thankfully, there is support as Shiro gets a second. Nice work from him, and he's able to net the 3rd too. In fact, is all that's left, and Donk will close it with the dualies. Nice round to be taken for Spirit, and it's one in which they need to build upon. Cannot, again, in the same vein, I think afford for this game to be back and forth and scrappy, because MOUZ are making those sort of situations work for them. They like being really in the thick of it and going back and forth. Spirit needs to find early consistency and build up a real lead. And we've already seen as well, it doesn't matter what sort of lead Spirit build up, MOUZ will find a way back into it. So give yourself as many chances as possible.
Group it up here in Con, just kind of get a feel. What is the style? What is the approach? No one around for the time being. Just see if the Glocks can take a gun away. Shiro hidden in the divider. Classic angle here. Flash comes over, and well, it didn't look like anyone was blind, but he's still able to capitalize. Does eventually go down. MP9's made its money. It's Donk who's maybe got to be careful. He's got support from down below and just keeps it together there to make sure he doesn't lose that M4.
Yeah, just making sure. Nothing too major thrown at them by MOUZ in that one. Pretty simple. Pretty easy. And the guns come back into play. You've got to be just a little cautious. They were just trying to make it expensive with that minimal investment. It's only the 1 kill. AK's out though. Bonus round for Spirit. So this is a round that normally doesn't matter as much in terms of the general feel of the game, but they have brought an orb around it, and this is where you've got to be maybe just a little careful that all falls into the wrong hands, i.e. Torzi's. We saw how good he was at times in towards Mirage. The Spirit able to see a bonus round in their favor with an MP9 and a FAMAS brought to the table. That would go a long way in bolstering up their momentum. And they need it, especially off the back of, as we said again, how short they felt on that Mirage.
Yeah, I mean, this is where it gets crazy for me, like playing at the high level, a series like this. It's just absolutely mental being capable of keeping it together. You know, I play one long game and I'm like, right, I think I'm going to take some, you know, an hour or two off, really. That was a lot. That was pretty intense. So being able to just take 15 minutes in between.
Yeah.
Whew, it is wild. It is absolutely wild. Spinks maybe has found the gap over here at short. He's got the bomb joining him in just a moment. Zertian as well, capitalizing up top. Still a lot of presence, though, on this B-bomb site. I will say, Chopper, they've got to vaguely know about him. But he's buying time for the rotation to come in. Unfortunately, cannot stay alive long enough. Oh, don't be lining up like that. That was close. That was very close. Yeah, and the bomb spilled forwards. Nearly disaster.
Oh, yeah, that was nearly potentially problematic. That bomb spilled forward in towards water, but thankfully not an issue in the end. But look at that, it just flies forward. Thankfully not a problem. There was that lineup, as you mentioned, which could have been that highlight reel moment. Not to be. So, orb dropped but not recovered. Scout is what Shura will wield, an MP9 for Chopper. As rifles round out the 5. MOUZ. First gun round though, first buy, successful. Very positive news for them. And great early control as well by Yimfat. In towards connector. And he doesn't need to move here. He can be essentially this insurance policy of saying, if we want to rotate back towards B and we want to give that site a look in, I'll stick around. But he's going to come join the pack now. It's Donk who's going to be first contact. And he does have some support, but it's very easy for him to get isolated. And potentially also overwhelmed as well. And there it is. Trying to get out of there. That's why he gets a move of his own on towards Spinks. 2 versus 4. Despite the lesser weaponry, Spirit are making this a bit of a problem for MOUZ.
We've lost a bit of it, haven't we? I think maybe need to get a time in early to just... timeout in early just to bring them back. So much utility available. They're just walking up banana, man. You know, like, really giving the fights across. Bomb will get planted, but it's just so flat.
Yeah.
And Spirit have kept it together. Easy kills, you know, people just getting shot. They don't even respond. Kind of wild to watch unfold, but Spirit will answer back immediately.
Triple AK as well, recovered. Particularly scary, especially because obviously Donk, but you know, throughout this series, Shura's looked very sharp on it himself, as you would expect for somebody of his caliber. Now that being wielded on the CT side is to keep an eye on. But yeah, some slight oversight to MOUZ, I think is probably the way to put it. Zwei, nice round from him. Looks like a technical issue. In fact, problem on his side. So the hope is only a brief little issue, but we'll have to find out for now. 3-1. Advantage Spirit. Seems like, from what I've been told, it's an audio issue, so get that fixed back underway. But yeah, a little sloppy, a little scrappy. Definitely not what we want to be seeing out from MOUZ off the back of such a grueling map number 1. And map number 2 as well.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. It really is. And I think they do just need to have that little bit of a check. And this is one of the things as well that I'd be very curious to pick some brains about, and I don't know that we'd ever get to know it. I think Spirit kind of check out after they drop the 3 rounds in a row to take us to triple overtime. And there might even be an argument in there to be like, all right, guys, let's maybe not you know, give this everything, we still have the map in hand. And we should be all right for map 3. We've been doing some work there. So maybe don't lose your mental, lose your brains, lose your energy to really go as deep as possible on this, you know? It's very... I think you have to kind of catch that sometimes. But then also still play to the best... I don't know. It just felt like the game flew away from them. And they started just throwing anything at the wall to see if it would stick. Couple of kills coming round. Spinks and Torji left a bit low, but again, not really all that much that interests us from MOUZ here. Spirit looking like the much cleaner side.
Flash rounds, White. Who's that? Spinks is tucked in towards this corner. There is a molly, but it's... Oh, it's in heaven. Here with Shiro. And he could still bank it round. But he's going to keep hold of it for now. Under a minute. Spinks is still standing strong, and it's... Low Zontics right in front of him, but it's Chopper who peeks and finds. And now down to 2. It's pretty safe to say that this one's probably concluded already. An AK recovered for Yimfat, but a 2 versus 5? Surely no chance in hell. And this is all of the residual cash as well, held by MOUZ, used in towards this round. There's that molly down eventually. Well, 25 seconds. Maybe even just try and shell up to save, but that's a big ask. They don't really have the util properly to get out. One smoke, one flash. They're going to try and move in. It's why here to meet them, Yimfat. He'll get a consolation, but he wants to go down before time. Going to try and make it expensive on the end, and he deals so much damage to Shiro. But another round goes the way of Spirit.
Yeah, already starting to look like things are getting a little bit out of hand. Already had some, you know, brief time taken on that tech. MOUZ, I think, just need to catch themselves, man. It's just not looking good. Early stages, a second half, of course, but this is a long, long series. A really keen battle, and Spirit do look quite comfortable here. I think there's been some decent work in, but we have some players that were big fans of this map back in the day. Brolin, keen shot from him has maybe opened up the Deagle buy here, and these would be the types of rounds in a long, drawn-out series that could get away from you, so Spirit just have to watch they don't lose anyone else to the same fate.
More of a patient play off the back of that opener. Shiro is very, very close to danger with 2 players round towards long. One of which being Xertion off the back of an incredible map number 2. 39 kills for him. Bomb recovered, looks like he's going to head back towards B. Zontics and Chopper, the ones to hold down the fort. Could be a lot of pressure on them in a second. I think Chopper spot at least one. Nade that'll bound round, but too early.
35 seconds. Got to start to make a move now. I don't think any
Oh, that's noise.
unlikely kills coming your way. It kind of works in their favor, because I don't know, it sounds like a B noise, you know, rather than an A noise. All the same, I don't know that it would have too much of an effect. Donk's head taken off. Shiro has to be very careful now. Standing strong, looking good, and okay, maybe he doesn't, maybe he doesn't. He's on for the ace all by himself here. Runs out of ammo. USP, and yes, he will get it done. Solo eco ace from Shiro.
Yeah, you know, with an ace we get hype, but normally in an eco we wouldn't, but more so because he really had to recover that round. If he falls, they probably lose it as well, so credit to him. He's actually gone pretty huge there. They needed a bit of a hero as bodies were dropping. Donk gets caught on the fallback. He's in transition and he gets clipped by Xertion. We said to keep an eye out for him off the back of that map number 2, and there it is. But thank God for Shiro. First time out taken by MOUZ. Well to a deficit now, which puts us in a worrisome spot, but I mean, credit to Shiro. Take a look again. And these 5 isolates the fight. He tries to transfer as well with the AK pistol pulled down. Gets a bit of support from Chopper, but the kill still is all the same. 5-1, 4-round lead. And a lot to like from Spirit so far, but buyback in place for MOUZ. They lose this, it's again back to the drawing board, and they're sort of in this rinse and repeat that we like to talk about, where it's full buy-in, failure to find success, no bomb plant, eco or half buy, again and again, and this rut of form that they're in currently for MOUZ, they've got to break this cycle, and they've got to do it here in round number 7. If they don't, Spirit are seriously going to pull away on this CT side.
Nice little setup here, the old buddy system. You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. Donk and Chopper, you know, maybe opposite ends of that spectrum in a sense, but all the same. Could be a nice idea, could come into fruition, as they are headed up long. And timing going to be everything. There's a small amount of presence in Con, but I don't know that that's really going to join them for this. So indeed, it is looking to be the long take here. Chopper for one, sets up a second. There's Donk. Bomb at his feet. Yeah, 40 seconds. It's a long way to the A-bomb site. Donk looking good. Jim Fat maybe has found something to work with. Shiro scoped in. Can they drop him? The answer is yes. A bit more work than even I expected. But 30 seconds, a bomb to recover, and every kill that comes in makes it more and more likely. Jimmy not ready. Zontix takes him easily. 6 now for Spirit. And MOUZ crumbling. This is after a timeout.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness gracious.
That's probably the most damning thing about it, isn't it? It's the fact that it's straight off the back of a timeout, and look what that round brings to the table. It's quite basic, and it's quite easy to shut down with just a bit of that body system, as you alluded to. Credit to Donk. Fantastic round from him. 3 very, very important kills to his name. Both him and Shiro having a whale of a time in Overpass so far. And this is a map, of course, that, you know, before it got taken out of the pool, definitely had its problems when it came towards it being too CT-sided. I'm sure that's maybe an argument that you can bring to the table here, but no one can tell me right now that MOUZ aren't playing flat. This is a side with dwindling ideas. It feels, oh my god, the spam is good. The nade, Ronan will get away as he hightails it the second he hears that pin pulled.
Slow encroachment here. Tiny bit of nadage. They were looking to line something up. Ooh, dangerous. However, they'll hold it. What a transfer from Sve. And here we are. Looking good again. Spirit, just no sweat off the brow, man. And they have managed to hold out for this third map. MOUZ, maybe indeed, as they say, giving it their all, because it seems like there is nothing left at the moment.
It's well looking really solid. I'm surprised we actually don't get another timeout coming in towards this gun round. It's 7-1 being the scoreline. MOUZ, they've got to put a plug in this. I already said it, they didn't do it earlier. They could be in a lot of trouble, and it very much feels that that's the case. Shiro and that all posted. Doesn't want to stick around too long. He was there hoping for an early fight, but as time starts to tick, he notices the possibility of him being caught in the side. Early util. I'll block off Monster. No decision being made at all. A run boost, but one in which Donk can very easily evade. Flash over towards water. Spinks blinded, but still not known about.
He's been enjoying it down there.
Yeah.
Maybe need him to have some keen impact here. Long approach was also the call in the previous MOUZ rifle. Didn't work for them there. The setup this time is less punishing of it, let's say. Shiro misses his flick. Going quick up long. These players are trapped in banana at the moment. The sight hold itself doesn't look quite as good. Oh my goodness. Jimmy comes in. Spinks guides him to safety. And with that, the sight is taken. But yeah, just caught off at the wrong moment, not considering long at all, even though they'd spotted them earlier on in the round.
Yeah. That is a bit of an oversight on the flip side for Spirit. Surely that was relayed information as well, but just a couple of nice flashes that come over from MOUZ give them spacing towards the site and the ability to line up some kills. So save is all we get, Zontix. That's why keep on what they got. They're not in any sort of financial issues yet, but it's more so about if there is a bit of a run from MOUZ, eventually, even these two save guns could go a long, long way. Great second round on the board for MOUZ. Cannot afford to just be a round found and then lost immediately in towards the next. You've got to now build on this and probably try and see off the majority of the remainder of this half. I mean, bare minimum 4, I feel, for me, for MOUZ, in terms of foundations to work with before heading in towards your CT side. So another 2 at least needed of the 3 remaining. Any more on the flip side where you look towards the Spirit, I mean, 8 still very much plausible, and there's also an option too. That's where we get really worried. Can't be a flash in the pan. Got to find some consistency, some success that they can work with. And Spink's going to go for a contact play. I love this. Flash comes over, but it blinds only him. The Molotov will slow him down and force him back as well. That's unfortunate. And see Flash that has to just relinquish his monster control, but he'll come back for seconds.
Oh, the nade stack. Zontix just gets out of dodge. Yeah, strike inbound, but doesn't quite find the success. They are loving these monster smokes at the moment. Got all kinds of lines up for them on the Spirit side of things. How does this finish? 50 seconds left on the clock. Kind of winding the years back with a late B execute, potentially. That's what it looks like to me. Brolin is hunting, trying to find something on the upper side of the map. Another monster smoke coming in. So later and later it gets. Spirit ready. They've got 3 members here. And indeed, it's just going to be the late execute. Slight fake out might draw some attention away, but I don't think that they are biting. The nades will come round. Chopper, the first line of defense, gets his head ripped off. Great flash in, but they're not fast enough. However, it's worked out very nicely indeed. They play their parts to perfection, just netting a slim man advantage. Bomb's already gone down. We've got the boost coming round here. Can Shiro find anything off the back of it? Oh no, the shot felt like it was close. Donk falls meanwhile on the swing. I think Shiro had already started to save. Nonetheless, third round for MOUZ.
So finally, right, something which we can fall back on. Bit of back-to-back success. And as you were kind of building up in towards that one, exactly, right? It's a simple late round B execute. Pop together. Infat opens things up. And credit as well, actually. Getting 2 in that spot. I feel like he even gets unfortunate not to get the 3rd as well. He was just sort of caught between 2 angles. Didn't exactly know where to look. But well played. The first time out taken by Spirit, and Ali realizing that pressure is building once again. In MOUZ, you can never count this side out, no matter what sort of a lead you have. They will fathom ways to get back in, as we saw in map number 2. So he wants to cut this short here. Even just one more round as well for Team Spirit. Gives you a nice, healthy lead before heading in towards your T side. Just locking that place would be huge. 2 more rounds to play with here. And a penultimate about to get underway. All by, as we said, for both sides is very doable. Plenty of money to go around. But what has Halley spotted? If they are to lose this one, however, for Spirit, not only would it be a 4th, but it feels most likely like a 5th as well, just because there isn't that long-term residual cash over towards MOUZ. That's one thing that's worth bearing in mind. Round of 11 goes the way of MOUZ. 12 might follow suit.
Spinks moving a bit faster this time through short. And they'll switch things up. It's a monster rush and a lurk out at short. Not started well. They're being kept at bay. Lots of damage. Kills as well now starting to come in. Svi hidden away at the top. I don't think he's really been spotted over here. He's yet to find a kill, and he doesn't get to do anything, man. He was in such a good spot, but they're all dead already. And so Spirit will answer back, finding 8. I think that's pretty damn comfortable, and you can see this 4th round, this final round, however you want to frame it, MOUZ wants it.
Got a feel for the observers there as well. Just like absolute carnage, spams through smokes as well. It was like none of those kills were considered clean. We can take him all the same. Spirit, like you said, 8 rounds for them. Really good to be taken. And now we put ourselves in a position where so much pressure on the shoulders of MOUZ. They've got to convert this final round of the half to give themselves a chance. 9-3. As much as people joke about the 9-3 curse, it's not going to make me feel too happy about it. 9 for Spirit if they're able to get in this first half. I feel like seeing off this map feels like a formality at that point. Like I said though, can never count out MOUZ, so I'm not going to do it just yet. 12th and final round of the half. They've had a timeout before heading into it.
Torji keeping his eye on the boost, not following the spam even. Nearly an opportunity. Oh, there's a man on the way. Yeah, and Torji checks it in good time. Donk was just about to unleash hell on those players. But in the meantime, Spy finds himself in not a bad spot, tucked towards short. They try and deal, the flash not good enough. Gotta be careful, re-peek into the AWP is a dangerous move to say the least. So MOUZ hold their man advantage.
Yeah, unfortunately, he was sort of stuck there. Pause why, so no real escape. Needed a lot of fortune to go his way. 45 seconds. And Shiro, if that bomb was to move in towards bathroom, he would have caught them on the cross, but he can still get in behind. Chopper's coming back down towards his lower sight. So currently, top site is open. 5-7 here as well. A lot of util being thrown and a free B for Shiro. Now they've got to be careful of the flank. 3 versus 3. But I'm going to try and go down. Chopper tries to make a move, but Spinks holding for him. They know there's a flank somewhere, but the Zontics know about the boost. The elevation, no, is the answer. Molly that comes down on top of the bomb. It's all on the shoulders of Shiro, but surely a 1 versus 3 with no chance in hell, and a Spinks makes a move. He will close it. So a 4th, a slight recovery for MOUZ, but still a long road required for them. We've got a second half, of course, to still decide, and I'm not going to count out MOUZ as we haven't all throughout this series. But for now, we can throw to a break. We'll see you in a moment. Welcome back. Second half underway here in our third and final map. But the jury's still out whether this is going to be our final half. We've already had 4 overtimes across 2 maps. And there might be more required here. It's an 8-4 though, so for Spirit, they've got a nice little lead to work with. If they get a pistol here as well, Scriv, all signs point to them closing it. However, they do have a problem with closing maps, as we saw in Mirage.
This is true. This is very true. I think given themselves probably their best buffer thus far. Again, a tiny bit of foot off the gas towards the end of that half. But it is fair enough. A full-on reset here, though. Oh, man, an interesting move from MOUZ. They put a lot of stock into short and con. So the bomb going to go down, a retake required. We've got the Julies boosted up. However, Torji falls. That's a pretty big frag to be finding. And Shiro now is catching the attention of the CTs. He's got some assistance coming in as well. I think they have unfortunately been locked out of their own bomb site. Not looking too likely. Donk has a little look and he'll take part in the fun, but that is going to be that. And one of the big changes I've found is this heaven change, right? A lot of players would be sat up on the little railing up there looking down towards B, and it meant that you could maybe be a bit safer with like passive B setups. But now you have to commit a bit harder. It makes you more vulnerable. You can't just play like a head glitch angle while grabbing info and maybe getting a kill of your own. So I think that's a weird adjustment, because it's like it feels small, but then when you get there, you're like, wait a minute, I actually can't see anything, and I have to peek, and now I'm dead, and more of my body is showing. Yeah. So I think they maybe fall into that trap a little bit there with Spinks in towards heaven.
Yeah, I think you're all right. It's a 5-round buffer as well, that Spirit. And now built as we get a force buy out for MOUZ in the second round of the half. They lose this. Spirit find 10 and then probably the 11th behind it too. So far, this overpass, despite not being played in an official just yet since coming back into the pool, it's looking very good for Spirit. Maybe a bit of a pocket map that they can bring in towards the playoffs. I guess the big thing we're trying to decide is what their seeding will be in said playoffs. Anti-flash for Xertion. But it's most likely all for naught. Something's going to have a look. Oh my god, he wins out the fight. The question, does he expect the second? He will drop a flash. It goes very, very deep. There's another player here towards close rock, which he has to be careful of. That's good information that he gets it and he gets out. Torzy with the scouts. They know that there's 2 there. They heard both of those weapons. The FAMAS and the scout. I'll smoke it down, and I think if you're MOUZ, you probably just save it.
Gonna have to. Yeah, nothing coming of the force buy, so as it feels like your series life is on the line, it's a little scary here. But things looking all right on that Spirit side. They will just continue going through the motions here. Another round to contend with. If they can keep it together, I think the end is nigh.
Well, save will come through. It's a smart call. So I just staying alive, but it does, and that's all that matters. So far in this map, Zontic's 5-0 in opening duels. Only got 9 in total, but the opening duel attempts have been pretty good for him, of course, primarily most of that on that CT side, but so reliable, the youngster. The flip side, if you look at the numbers over towards MOUZ, it doesn't paint a pretty picture. 3 players on 7 is the best we've got comparatively to Shiro, 16-6, Donk, 10-8, Zontic, 9-5, Zwei, 11-6 as well. I mean, nearly everybody over towards Spirit, including Chopper, would lead over towards MOUZ. That's not a good sign. That's pretty indicative of just how poor things have been looking. Around what's saved, I'm going to try and make this round work for them. 5-5-7. Still really scary, so they can't afford to be too comfortable here, Spirit.
Torji, nice tag. Looking for a bit more, going to get it. So, and those are sort of confirmed tags at that. He's well aware, and things looking good here. MOUZ will overwhelm the bathrooms. So, should be in with a pretty decent chance, because 2 kills, and both of them on fully healthy players. Chopper and Donk still tagged low. Jimfat looking to get the catch here. Upgrades his weapon ever so slightly. This will be the bomb, and it's easy. So, here we are. Going to be denied number 11 for a time. Spinks caught napping. They do have to recover this bomb back. Jimmy also goes digging again for a few more opportunities. 25 seconds. Weird game state here. I don't know if they are just sort of soft conceding the round, to be honest with you, unless they were able to even those numbers up.
They can't get the bomb.
Not the case. Yeah, just got to give it away.
In fact, been spotted. Brolin's known about too, but it's not going to make too big of a difference, really. 5 seconds remaining. Shiro. Get one of his own. Oh, a little messy at the end. Make sure we don't die after time. They don't both go down. No, just the one. Kill off the time. That's something you'll take and you'll be happy to work with, and it will be the second timeout taken here by Spirit. I don't think they're in a spot where they need to worry too much, but it's just about maybe brushing that aside and not worrying about it too much. Ali gonna reinstate the idea, but I think they're in a fine spot. I don't think they need to panic too much. Still got double the rounds of MOUZ, and still, generally speaking, looking like the cleaner side, but that is a nice one for MOUZ, and one you can definitely build upon.
Yeah, again, not taking any chances here with the way that things have gone on map 1 and particularly map 2. If you are a little late to the party, go back and check them out. But all the same, Spirits still have a hefty lead, and I think still in a game-winning position for my money. Just a slip-up, it can happen with a long series and those looser, faster rounds that low buys can encourage. They do have a bit more work required to break down MOUZ now.
Slower start by Spirit. That immediate pressure being put on. Donk gonna make his way through, and now we can join up with this short water control. They don't need to commit towards this, but bomb is in this general direction. Still plenty of util to work for the remainder of this round. I wonder with the util being dropped as well by Spirit, what the response is for MOUZ. They want to get proactive in. It actually looks like they do, and it might work against them. Oh, the first and the second go the way as Ontix and Swai. There's one more here, which they do need to be a little cautious of, as Brolin is buying time for the rotations to come over, but he's surely in trouble. Naded down to half, and this round already starting to falter. A smoke that comes through to block off all of these rotations. Molly's as well to put pressure on, and Spinks clipped. Torzi, it all to do. 1 versus 5, turn 1v4, but they don't want this orb staying alive. They can do everything in their power to make sure that is the case. And a missed shot will close it. Chopper to punish. What a response from Team Spirit.
Yeah, I think we're seeing, maybe prematurely, maybe early, they do seem to have some ideas here. Looking good on the overpass. I, again, do get curious about whether teams keep themselves fresh on these sort of older maps that could potentially come back in, or maybe a, you know, community map that looks decent. But something like Overpass, I think you have to expect that at some point in the life cycle of Counter-Strike 2 it will come back in. So just have it a bit fresh. Just get a few things down pat. Make sure that it's part of, I don't know, your like nade rotation.
Yeah.
As you go through things like that. Just a very, very simple level, but it seems like Spirit look more comfortable here.
I think you're right. 11 to 5, inching closer and closer, and a full investment for MOUZ. So this is make or break territory. This is the now or never. You lose this, the wallet empty, and Spirit probably get a bit of a free ride towards seeing off Overpass in their favor and getting that preferential seeding before heading in towards the Lanxess. It has been a marathon of a match. We started nearly 4 hours ago I'm on that corner. Yimfat tagged up. No commit just yet. The bomb, as you can see, is all the way back near spawn. So they're just having a little poke and prod. See what is offered up by MOUZ, who are playing, as you can expect, quite patiently, quite reserved.
Zontix does find the first through the smoke. Chopper taken down in somewhat of a response. Spinks with a very unorthodox angle here. Divider is popular, but maybe not from here. You know, looking into the toilet. So he's going to let them cross. Kind of cross behind him, though. They've actually put 3 players on B. 25 seconds left.
Yeah.
Spinks could just devastate the round with this crazy little spot. But he has to play it right. Down goes Donk. Oh, he gets another as well. And surely slowing them down, it's got to be enough. Zontix is incredibly low. Where do they go from here? 10 seconds left, and yeah, they just panic and didn't realize how good they had it. You know, shoulders out, posturing from Spinks on the MP9 that far forward. You think surely he's got mates ready to help him on the A site.
Nice, boys.
It works. It works beautifully, and they will hold.
That's at least a bit of a saving grace. It's still got to be quite the run. But nice work from Spinks. Getting away with a second there is huge. The third was definitely on the cards. I mean, Zontic's not exactly healthy. But a bit of a tilt up. Still, no need to get too in your head about it. Plenty of chances still to close us out. Of course, that's something that definitely has been an issue. All this Spirit side, as we saw from map number 2. They've got so many chances here. Moving towards short. This is what a bold move though. Zontix is here, and Zontix actually bails out his teammate. So I was on the chopping block for a moment there, and Zontix will swing in to find.
Well, Spirit have looked good on the responses. They may be looking to do that again. Don't really have to do too much from here, right? 5 on 4. The overpass conversions are pretty famous in that sense. So we'll see if they're able to just stretch this one out and make sure that they do indeed get it over the line. Hit that 12 first. And surely 6 rounds would be enough for them to work with.
On the corner, Torzi right out there. There's the first though. It's why who gets caught. And now Donk, as he doesn't immediately punish, has to be a little careful. Brolin falls. They know the AWP is somewhere. Also here, but Torzi, quick flick and a find. He can't make it. Another behind. The third was nearly there. 25 seconds though, and that'll be down goes Yimfat. Nade or Spinks will see off Shiro, but the bomb gets planted towards B. 2 versus 2, and they've got a wealth of time to set up here. And Zontix, he's going to push all the way through. I love this call. Surely, at this point in the round, might get overlooked, but it won't by Spinks. That's so solidly played. Chopper again going to tuck himself in towards Graffiti. 1 versus 2. He stepped up in clutches, and he has all of this information. They're looking for him. They just can't quite find him. He's thread the needle. There's one. A molly on towards the bomb could be enough as well. A flash to come over. He's trying to buy time, and he's doing it excellently. Spinks will swing, and he will find the kill, but it will not matter. Round 1 by Spirit, and Chopper, he plays discipline.
Oh, and down to the bomb as well, just for good measure. Brains beating Brawn. A sigh of relief out from him as well, and now he's got to go and call the next round. Keep it together, guys. But a great way to lead from the front and just set that example. Yeah, he plays it so well. They dropped down. They had a sort of soft clear of the area. He didn't jump the gun. He's playing the time, committed to that idea, and it pays off massively for him. And here we are, the week by to stay alive in this series. Spirit have managed to find a second win. Well, I guess it's more like a 4th or 5th win, to be honest, at this point. It's been such a long series, but MOUZ are just not matching them on overpass. The lack of reps, the lack of experience here, and just how tough it is. Dontix. Oh, he's been so good on the spams.
Yes.
Jimmy will lose some HP, but not too much.
Bomb might just be completely drawn over towards B with the rest of the packet. I mean, look how far forward Donk is. If you can oversight this one. Oh, and a second for Donk as well. Oh my god. All three as Donk might have just closed this series single-handedly. 3 in quick succession. And surely no chance now for Torzi and Spinks. Left reeling, questioning how is this falling apart so damn quick. It's all down to this. Spinks trying to go quick on the rotate, but Donk should see him off. He actually does get caught, but the bomb planted and a 2v4 in the post plant. And Shiro knows all about Torzi up close. Surely no chance in hell. They're both known quantities, and Spinks will be the next to fall. And all down to one man now. Torzi, no chance in hell. A 1 versus 4. And a knife to close it, sure. Shiro Styles on MOUZ. It's a 13-6. They finish off this marathon of a series. And they do it with some suave.
Goodness me. I mean, a long series